Y'all want to hear the most satisfying sound in the world? That is a satisfying sound. Guys, I'm back from Blade Show, or I did it again. I'm back from CCKS. I am going to warn you guys, there's not near as much footage from CCKS as there was from Blade Show West. There just wasn't as much stuff. I did get to see Peter and Christine. I didn't film anything with them, but they were there. Zach is here. Subic Scooters. What's up? I don't see any. Oh, there's Snuzz Nuzz. Aiden's here. So yeah, we had a good time. We had a really good time. I didn't film anything the first day. It was too crowded. If you guys saw that live feed I did, it was insane. They opened those doors. Oz Machine Works. Who else was there that had a bunch of stuff that everybody wanted? Well, Mick Strider's table. They got swamped. That whole side of the venue, you couldn't even walk around. There were lines clear out the door. So I didn't get as much footage as I had hoped. And then today, the folks that I wanted to film with today, they just weren't there. Hey, what's up, buddy? We ran into each other last minute at the show. So it was nice to get to meet you. We were over at, who were we talking to? Was that we were at Eugene's table, Olamic. I did get to film with Eugene at Olamic. I know you guys love to see the Olamic stuff. Eugene's always like, I don't have anything new. And I told him, I was like, I don't care. The guys love seeing the stuff that you have, whether it's new or not. If it's not, even if it's like, I was like, these aren't the same knives I saw last time. So I don't know why you wouldn't want to show. I did not pick up a damn thing. Did not. So I debated it. I almost got something. I was eyeing over at the React table, the Pena X that they had there. It was $274. But the thing is, my wife had said no more knives. I'm not making anywhere near as much money as I used to make. I can't afford to do it. I make money on YouTube. Yes. Am I making enough money to make it make sense for me to buy knives at a show? No. I basically gave up any revenue I made from Blade Show West when I bought this. But flip side of that is I'm friends now with the folks from Crane's Cutlery. We're going to be seeing some stuff coming from them, some of their exclusive React stuff, some of their exclusive stuff that's going to be coming to them. I'm going to get to have here at the house to show you. Oh, Nico's here. I told Nico I was doing this, but he didn't have to do it. This actually is something that I've wanted. Y'all just let me have a moment, y'all. I needed that. So I now have, I wasn't allowed to tell anybody I got it. Hey, Ethan, welcome back. Welcome back to memberships as well. I have a pocket slip now for my XO. Andy gave it to me from, I wasn't allowed to show anyone until I got, he's like, don't show anyone until you get home because we're not selling them yet. But he gave me a pocket slip. He's like, this is how I've been carrying mine. I was like, cool. So yeah, Nico actually got a couple of really cool things. I can't wait to see that Mike Vangino one that you sent me. I want to sharpen it too. So like, even if it's not dull, I want to sharpen it because this is that Trivanium. It is not ferrous steel and it's not titanium. It's called Terravanium, but it is not. It is cobalt. So I'm really, really excited to see that and see how it sharpens. It feels really cool. It's not truly a double action. You can come in, babe. I'm not doing anything special. I'm not doing anything special. I'm just doing a live feed. So the double, just guys, if you're looking for the double action, keep in mind it's not truly a double edge. I mean, it's not truly a double edge. It is a full edge and then a half edge. They're both sharpened. It's like a sharpened swedge. It's bayonet style. So it's not like a full double edged, even though it does have two edges. It does have a sharpened back. It's not a fully sharpened spine. Not like what I did on Tino's. Spider. Oh, sorry, I left this up here. So just wanted you guys know that there is a Tonto version coming, and I got to handle it today. That has not been released. No one's really seen it yet. I got to mess with it today. Andy showed it to me. They have some Cranes Cutlery exclusive Riot stuff that they're going to have start coming out, and they're going to send that stuff to me. And then they have some of their own designs from Cranes Cutlery that are being done by Riot. So it should be fun. I'm thinking I can do a pretty good job with that Terravanium. It's cobalt. It's pretty hard to make drill bits out of it. So that's good. It'll save my thumb. I mean, the thing's awesome. Like, it really is. Like, okay, it's my wife back inside. I had every bit of the plans of selling this to one of you guys. What I was going to do is I was going to sharpen it, and I was going to send it out, and I was going to just basically charge the price of the knife plus the price of sharpening, and I was going to send it out. That plan has changed. I definitely will not be giving this away unless I get jimping. There is no jimping. There's jimping here. That's where your jimping is. There's no jimping on the blade. You don't want to get your hand. If you get your thumb up over here, you're losing contact with that, and it could easily like slide back. That's where you put your thumb. There is no real forward on that. It's fun. And I like the fact that it is like it's everybody's like, oh, it just slides in and out. And I was like, no, there's actually, you have to do little things. There's a little technique to it. So, oh no, Mike, what? I don't know what oh no we're talking about. Oh, okay. Jumping. I got you. So you bought a Microtech UTX 85. That is my favorite size of any OTF, is the Microtech UTX 85 size, the 85%. Oh, I'm not selling that. This thing's fun. The only way I would sell this is if Cranes Cutlery sends me one as a prototype or to show off, and they're like, you can do whatever you want with it. And I will, because I know that the exclusive ones are cool. If they tell me I can have one, then I definitely will sell this and keep the one that they're sending, because I saw some of the exclusive stuff, but I have no guarantee. I have no idea what they're going to send me. We got a bunch of people that are going to be on the podcast. Eugene said he'd be on the podcast. John Gray, John Gray. That one's going to be a fun one because John's a weirdo. Like, I love John. He is a complete weirdo. I love him to death. Like, I was talking with him for like, I sat down and talked to him for like 10 minutes. Everybody's like, oh, you guys must hate each other because we pick on each other. No, love the dude. Great guy. He just likes to say this grumpy thing. We were at the show. And so John walked away from his table, and there's another guy named Steve. And he came up and he's talking about knives, and Elizabeth goes, "You're John Gray, I take it." And I was like, no. John's much uglier than me. Like, so ugly. Like he's too like if you took a placenta and put it above, like from the neck up, afterbirth. And the guy's like, what the fuck? And I'm like John is so ugly, people would pay him to come see him. Like, sideshow kind of ugly. That's why he's not actually selling knives. He just has a tip jar and they just drop money. And I'm like, oh, that poor man. And the guy that's sitting at John's table, is working the table with John, is like trying not to laugh. The guy behind him, I can see his shoulders rack. He's laughing. And I'm like, yeah. So if you want to find John, go find this big guy, beard, gray shirt, says John Gray on it. He's going to tell you he's not John Gray, but just look for the ugliest person here wearing a gray shirt. You found John Gray. And the guy's like, I was like, John's a friend of mine. I like to pick. So we had a really good time. But yeah, John said he'd be on. Eugene said he'd be on. Guess what? Here's another one. Bastian from Bastinelli Knives said that he would be on. So I have everybody's phone numbers. We're going to start reaching out and I've already had everybody's phone numbers. But what if you missed the past 4 months? Lots of stuff. You got to catch up. Lots of videos. I basically am doing this for a living now. So this is my job now. So yeah, you've missed a lot of stuff because I'm putting up 5 videos a week at least, sometimes 6. And then like 3 live feeds, one of them being a podcast when I can. Like the last, it's been a while. We haven't done real live feed stuff. It's been busy with the shows and stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, like I said, I'm gonna go through the content. I might start and edit. I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna be a long live feed. I'm gonna start and edit the. I'm gonna start and edit the footage from today and see if I can fix. I know there's gonna be audio I have to fix and stuff like that. So I'm gonna get that content out. So I have not scheduled videos yet for this week. I already have this whole week's videos. I think there's gonna be like 3 videos from Blade Show West. I'm gonna throw them in probably. You might see them start going up Tuesday. So if you're one of the paying members, you might not get a lot of early access because they might just go up as I get them edited for the first one. And then you'll have a days and then probably 2 days. Just depends on how long it takes me to edit together. I'm going to shoot some intros and stuff. It's definitely gut stab because what was this? Who stabbed who? Definitely gut stab because she liked to think she talked me to death. I don't even know what Snuzz is talking about. Anyway, so sounds like I had a good time at the show. We had a good time at the show. We did. The first day, it was so crowded, and I don't like crowds. And I was hitting the double lettuce. We hung out with Bob Trezzola a lot. We had brought. That's not a word, Mike. We had brought a bottle of Bullet Rye to the show with us. And we were sent over there, Bob Terzuolo, right before I did the live feed. No, I did not film anything there because the fact is you're not supposed to. And the fact was I didn't even take my tripod. I took nothing. That was a night. The Friday Night Blade Affair is, if you want to see what a Friday Night Blade Affair is, you just got to get a ticket. Friday Night Blade Affair, just like TKI, it's one of those things that you go and experience. I'm not filming it. I dressed up. I put on actually nice clothes. I polished shoes. Well, I polished some cowboy boots, but picked out specific clothes and things like that. But I didn't film at that. You're not supposed to anyway. Do a video on OTFs. I did a video on OTFs a while back. I only have 2. So it'd be hard for me to do a big time video about OTFs. I have 2 of them. I like them, but I don't see a reason to own more than 2. I haven't taken a shower first. What? Before this? I took a shower before we left. I took a shower before we checked out of the hotel and everything. So I'm going to take a shower before bed. That's usually what I do. So I took a shower this morning before we checked out of the room, and I will take a shower before I go to bed. Did I even take a shower first? What? Be a video coming out this week regarding the return. So yeah, we had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. There's a lot of stuff coming up. I was gonna do. So I don't even know what today's date is. It's like the 25th, I think. 25th. I'm gonna do. You don't polish cowboy boots. You step on cow shit, and you're set. Not those ones. I'm some nice ones. I do own some expensive attire. Doing something. I was doing a sport, doing rodeo. I bought expensive gear to go with it. Some of those boots are pretty pricey. And I've got a couple. You would wear them to parties and events and after, and you'd go out eating and drink. Oh, Ed, I thought you already were a member. EDD. Well, I mean, this is something you missed, Ethan. There's a bell. We have a new member. So yeah, I'm going to give away to the premium and baseline tiers that SOG here in a few days. And you know that Grizzo was getting C what? See me rolling. Yeah, you got carried. You got this. Oh, arm wristers. I have stuff in for sharpening. Guys, I'm going to just say, I'm going to open up the sharpening. It's feeling better enough that I can do it. It just would maybe take, it might just take a little bit of time before I get to your stuff, and I'll let you know. I'll keep you in a loop, things like that. So is that all? That's just trash. I'll take it out when I'm done. So I've got some stuff in here. I've got like 8 knives coming from another guy. I've got some stuff that came in. If you sent stuff, sorry, had a stroke. So yeah, I have some stuff in for sharpening. I got 2 packages that came in. One I picked up today. So I'm going to get started on that stuff after I edit the stuff tomorrow. I'm going to split my day. I'm going to edit because I already have all this week's videos filmed. I have them up. If you're a member, you already know they're all up. They're all available to the members. There's everything out to Friday's already done. The content I shot today is extra. I'll put it in. I'm probably going to put it in like Tuesday because I do want to get the stuff out before I see a bunch of other people putting out videos from Blade Show or CCKS. Hang on a second, guys. I guess y'all wait here a second. I gotta go see what's running. Hang on a second. My wife says there's a motor running. Yeah, you used it. It's okay. You just got to remember to turn it to the left. My wife got the fan on above the stove, and instead of turning it all the way off, she turned it all the way down, and it was running real quiet. And then it got quiet in the house. She heard it. If you let your wife use the Grimzo so we can see a sharpening guide on a recurve Tonto. Guys, there is a from start to finish sharpening a Grimsmo Norseman up and public for everyone to see. So that one is kind of already out there. It's like 45 minutes long. And a lot of it's in time lapse. And I talk about how I would sharpen it and things like that, because that's the one that John Grimsmo asked me to film so he could share it with customers. So you don't have to wait for that one. It's already out there. Now the technique for it, not so much, but the actual sharpening, yeah, go find it. I'm not in a rush to film that. Where do I get one? Well, currently it's in my waistband. That's where I get mine usually, is out of my waistband. It's so warm. Oh, you bunch of forgetful fellas, hit the like button. It's just a little click there. Give it a hug. Go give it a hug. If you don't, just go slap it or give it a dislike. I don't care. This one I got on the secondary market. So this one is number 1790. It's right where I wanted. Right where I wanted to be. I have a friend that is okay. We're not going to throw out the name of the company because I got yelled at for it. Because I had mentioned it before, but you could kind of find out if you ask. But anyway, I have a friend that works at a company where they take knives on consignment and they sell them. There's several places like that on the secondary market. And I was contacted and said, hey, I have a reverse honeycomb, blue, almost mint and it's number 1790. So it's under 2000. It does not have steel, but I don't want the steel lock bars. I don't like steel lock bars. It changes the way they feel, changes the way they sound. Any rate. So I got the one I was looking for and I just carry this shit out of it. Like I use it constantly. So I know that they have them on Arizona Custom Knives. There's a couple other places that have them. There is a entire Grimsmo buy, sell, and trade section on, on Facebook. There's also a Norseman buy, sell, trade section on Reddit. There's all kinds of places you can find them. Arizona Custom Knives, and there's a couple other. Is it Nick or Matt at Slice? Slice has them sometimes. It's just a matter of did you wind up finding it in Love Seat? Yes, it was in Love Seat. What had happened was I stood up. I had it in my lap and I stood up and it fell off to the side and it fell down in between the cushions. And when I pulled it, I was down inside the cushions. I found it I found it before I went to the show. Purple with black. What purple with black? Matt, what are we talking about? Purple with black. This is blue. I don't know what we're talking. I don't know what's going on, guys. Did Bob? No, Bob didn't. Okay, so what I was saying was like, I walked up, I talked with Bob and poured a drink. Bob was like, what is this? Rye whiskey. He'd never had rye. And he goes, I'll give it a try. Said, yes, I would absolutely have a drink. And I was like, I've never seen Bob drink. So we poured Bob a drink. I'm like, Bob Terzoli wants a drink. He gets a fucking drink. He's the godfather of tactical knives, and he's a friend of mine. I'll give him a goddamn drink. And so we gave him a drink, and then we walk around, and we, you can't post a link if you're not, you have to be a mod to post a link. I had to disallow that. People were posting too much stuff. So at any rate, so Bob had a drink, and we walked back around a little bit later, and Bob was on the other side of the show, and we stopped, and I was like, hey, Bob, and I petted with the dog, Gigi, and I was talking with his friend. I think the guy's name was Scott. I was like, Bob, would you like another drink? We're going to pour ourselves a drink. He said, yes, I will too. He's like, that was tasty. That was good. He's like, it's not sweet like a bourbon. And I was like, no, I don't like bourbons. I like Irish and rye whiskeys. And he's tasting it. He's like, can my friend have? I was like, yeah, absolutely. I'll share. I do not care. And so I was walking around. I was talking with somebody else. I was like, yeah, Bob was drinking some whiskey with us. And they're like, really? And I was like, yeah. I was like, I don't know if Bob just doesn't drink very often. It's special occasion things, or if it's the fact that I was like, was his wife with him? I was like, no. He's like, that has a lot to do with it. Oh, yeah. You're just gonna have to go Arizona Custom Knives. I'll bring that up. Hang on, I'll pull it up on my own here. Arizona Custom Knives. We'll just pull that up here, and we'll just pull it up and we'll look for. I'm gonna link you to this channel here. We're gonna share this. Where's the knife show held? We were in Anaheim. Well, I was in Garden Grove, just like literally a mile or so from Disneyland is where we're at, and we were at the Embassy Suites there at Garden Grove. It was a good show. They always do a good job. It's just, if you remember, like we had a whole big area at Blade Show West for Artisan. It's not like that. Everybody gets like one table. That's it. You get one table. Sometimes different companies will get together and they'll take a corner. Like Dwayne Dwyer basically had a corner back there. It was him and the guys that like on either side of him. His friend. Basically, it turned it into a bar. I'm like, that's great. Like, can't go over, can't film. It was obnoxious, and people over there were getting drunk. And I was like, well, I guess I'm not filming over there, because I wanted to film at Dwyer and Megalo. And by the time I even get over there to film, they were 3 sheets to win. I'm like, it doesn't. It's not conducive, because then you got drunk, loud people like, what the fuck's going on? And I'm like, yeah, I'm not. I tried to get over it twice, and I'm like, I'm not fucking filming over there. Like, if that's how you want to run it, like I have no problem with people drinking and stuff like that. I took 2-3 bottles of whiskey with us to the show. We drank, but I mean, we were sharing with everybody, and we weren't getting drunk. And we definitely didn't turn the table into a bar environment. And I was like, I was really disappointed. I was like, yeah, no, I'm not filming there. That's not a good way to do business, especially like you want to get people. Oh, I was supposed to share this screen. So Arizona Custom Knives, I'm going to share this with you guys, and then I'm going to go on here and we'll look up Grimsmo. What does it make? I don't understand. I click the tab, and then you have to then click on the actual open area. Grimsmo. Searchy McSearchy. So I believe this was the one he was talking about, $875, not a bad price. I'm not a fan of that stonewash pattern or the Starburst. I was always a fan of other ones, but they have some other ones. So this is on Arizona Custom Knives. We can go back and we can pull up. They have others. They have the regular honeycomb. That one's, oh, never mind. I'm sorry. That's sold. I didn't see it. I hate when they do that. Sold. That one's available. Sold. They don't stick around very long. So there's page 2, sold. Search by, yeah. So there's one. There's one there that I can find you. Oh no, it's an American style. It's an American style Tonto. Sorry, Snuzz, I forgot. Stop sharing. I got to prioritize this device. I don't know if he got to see the Tonto one. Andy showed it to me because basically we were. No, I brought my own booze, Aiden. I easily could have been. I just chose not to be. I didn't get drunk. I didn't get drunk at Friday Night Belita Fair. So, but anyway, hang on a second. Let me grab my phone. I got to prioritize this device or we're going to lose signal. Nico, I don't know what happened. I was going to tell you, like, I got all the way home and my phone did not charge in the car. Like it didn't, like it was not charging properly. So my phone is like 80%. I was like, that was a long drive. It wasn't that dead. And it's been like, I put it back on the charger since I got home. So you do like an American Tonto. It looks nice. I think they have a picture of it on Crane's Cutlery. I'm trying to prioritize my computer so I don't lose my Wi-Fi. So Nico, what was weird? Nico, I don't know what you're talking about. Weird. Was it Bob with the whiskey? Because like I said, I've never seen him drink whiskey. I think I maybe have seen him have a beer, like at Bill's barbecue. I don't remember seeing him drink whiskey ever. So I haven't really gotten into Tonto Blaze. What's the difference between American Tonto and Japanese Tonto? So an Americanized Tonto it's a lot like this. An Americanized Tonto is two distinct angles that meet at a marriage point. They're typically at it's a straight edge and then a 45-degree angle. And then it's, you get that marriage point like you see right here where there's the two angles that meet at a specific point, like a very clear point. In a Japanese style Tonto, typically what you have is a thick blade all the way down, and then the blade grind tapers down at the very end, so you have a really strong area, but there's a thick area right behind the point. And it's a traditional Japanese Tonto basically looks like an Americanized Tonto that had the point rounded off of it. I did it for Nico one time. So it's angular. I'll do a video. One of these days we'll do a live feed and I'll just break. I have an actual Japanese Tonto dagger. And I have, Americanized style Tontos. I think I have two. Especially now that I got rid of the cold steel triple actions. So they're very, very different. And they're like, they call them Tontos, and I'm like, I don't even know. Like, they're not even in the same category in my book. So hang on a second. Prioritize this device here. Oh my. I'm tired, guys. This is not gonna be one of them long live feeds that we do. And plus, we got one tomorrow. I just want to let you guys know I was back. I was gonna let you guys know about content. We've got to get the memberships back up. I was at 54 and now we've dropped back down to 50. If you were you got to look. I know that there were some companies. Okay, Ethan, once again, nothing has changed. I do enough stuff with knives on my own channel that I pay zero attention to anything else that's happening in the real world of knives. I do know that there are supposed to be MagnaCut Sabenzas coming. Other than that, you know what I know. So that 4 months you were gone, I still have not changed the way I do it. Oh yeah, that's right. I filmed with them. They have some coming. And once again, Ethan, you obviously just forgot. I don't measure anything, so I don't know what angle. It's probably somewhere between 25 and 30. inclusive. So somewhere between 15 and 14 degrees, like between 28 and 30 in that range there. Y'all got some good like to viewer ratios over here. I like to keep it that way. How many we got? We got 28 viewers. How many Breeze Ratchford. That sounds that's I'm trying to get it out, but I'm gonna laugh every time I say it. Breeze Ratchford. That sounds like that sounds like a 70s porn name, but a very poorly shot amateur porn. His name was Breeze Ratchford. You got a big bushy mustache? I got a big bushy mustache, but I have a beard to go with it. Oh no, Walt! I'll get to you in a second, Aiden. Shopcat's in the house. Walt! That's fun. I love that. So, Walt, and then here we go with Aiden. Let's hear it, Cam girl. You got to get it up in there and then. Breeze Radford sausage delivery. So, sorry. Shopcat's in the house. I'm trying to figure out, like, I don't know what we're gonna do about merch. Guys, I'm really hesitant about telling Justin to do anything else for merch. Like, I mean, we already have the designs, but what you guys don't realize, like, he did this for free. Like, that design, I should have had to pay him to get this design made. Like, I should have had to pay, and he didn't do that for me. And I'm like, he's like, we'll make whatever shirts you want. I was like, no, here's the thing. Like I said, 5 have bought my merch out of 6,000, almost 6,100 subscribers. 5 people have bought merch. I'm not going to have him waste money if people aren't going to buy it. So I'm not like, I'm like, Chuck, you got to buy my fucking merch. No, I'm just saying, I'm not going to do anything else with the merch. What's there is there. If you guys want more stuff, I got to have like a guarantee. Like I want to know, guaranteed these number of people want those shirts before I ever have him start producing them and have them laying around. It doesn't make sense for him to waste that money. You know what I mean? Because even if he doesn't print the shirts until you order them, he's got to have some done. Ed, did I film anything on Saturday? No, I filmed everything today. It was too busy and crowded. So I just wanted to tell you guys about the thing. I tried linking my Google and PayPal, and it's been an absolute bitch and giving me errors. To do what? To get merch? When I bought it, I just used my credit card. It just was easier. I'm gonna be talking lots of trash to Jared. This place is much more high class. I got a cowbell. Actually, there is the thing that's in there to make it an actual cowbell. Like I go, it's just too sensitive. I taped it up so that I could use the bat. They sent me a bat that came with it. You can see we've been doing some. What I want to do is I want to get to a point where we have to get a new one of these. That is the new goal. I don't think we're going to damage this bell. This bell is robust. This is a well-made bell. But I guarantee we can mess this up. So that's the goal when it comes to like super chats and stuff. The more we beat the shit out of this, the happier I am. That thing's looking beat up though. We've been doing a good job on it. I want to knock the purdy off of it. Yeah, I got laundry hanging up in the back. My wife walks in and out. Who knows what's going to happen on this channel? I could grab my PDM hat since I'm wearing my PDM shirt, but I think that's too much stupid in one place. No, guys, I wanted to go nice. I wanted to dress up nice. I have to wear a hat. I can't do anything without wearing a hat. This hat, not great for like a VIP dinner kind of thing. That black resistol I have, that 10X beaver felt, that beaver fur felt hat that I have that cost more than my first car. Yeah, I can wear that. I didn't pay for that. I won that. I won that in a charity rodeo. No, that's me. Well, that's PDM. No, I'm not gonna get it. I don't have to stand up. Mike, we're members of this channel. We're all up for lots of stupid. All right, I'm gonna go get my hat. I'll get the real PDM hat. The true and honest PDM lid. So as PDM, well, what about some good cheap knives? I've done videos about good budget knives. There's a couple good budget knives out there. One of my favorite budget knives right now that has come out would be that little itty bitty one that I like. It's that artisan. No, it's the CJRB Rhea. See how it happens? Like I just put it on, and immediately it's like watching a psycho. It's like watching somebody with split personality drift in and out of personalities. It's almost that natural. So, but what's your name? Skunk Davis? Is that your real name or is that a nickname? Come over here and find out. I got a suspicion that dude don't smell too good. Ooh, Zach. Well, he sent me $2. I don't know what foreign country he's from. That's loud. Zach and Zach said for the bat. So we got money for both. What does my wife think of PDM? Well, he's not a new occurrence. He's been around for a while. It used to be just Mike. So PDM is just absolutely just me. The only reason he talks like this is when I decided he needed an on-screen persona. I was like, well, I guess I'm going to make him Aaron Frederick. Oh, shit, Zach. I'm going to beat the shit out of this thing. For Shopcat, for the bat, for the hat. I feel the PDM was born the day you got married. So there used to be two Mikes. There was a good Mike, a bad Mike, and we killed one of them and we put him in a cage. You can't really kill him. You just got to keep him away from society. We put him in a cage. Oh, shit. What does PDM stand for? Poor decision, Mike. You see, he shows up in videos. I show up in videos and I screw stuff up and I buy stuff that I wasn't supposed to buy. And the majority of the reason that Mike's wife is ever mad at him, it's all my fault. How's the heat treat on them Demco 8025s? I don't know. I ain't seen one yet. Do you want to send me one so I can fuck around with it? I don't know. I ain't seen one yet. Is Breeze leaving? Breeze, where are you going? Breeze Ratchford moving on. Smash that shit. Oh, I got you. Okay. Poor decision, Mike. Yep. Poor decision, Mike, actually came about just about in high school. That's when a lot of poor decisions was made. Because at that time, it was just Mike who decided that, well, he was tired of being the only person that touched him. And he did a lot of dumb things to try and see women naked. Right about the age of about 15, that's when it all just kind of kicked off. About the time all them baby making chemicals got in my brain and fucked everything up. So honest thing, I've heard a couple people I've heard a couple of people complain about the production Demcos. Yeah, and that's like it had some lock rock and stuff. But when you go from doing in-house production or in-house making to production, there's always some things. I saw the Demco with serrations, not a fan, but it would fuck something up. Well, I'm not a fan of Ford pickup trucks, but you're driving through a building, I guarantee it's gonna fuck something up. The Horny took over. Yeah, that's about sums it up. John was great. Yeah, that's the thing. Like those guys are great about responding and taking care of John and his brother, they're really responsive from what I heard. I haven't had to deal with them, but Andrew, I was hoping I get to meet Andrew at one of these shows here. I didn't get to see him at Blade Show West. He wasn't here. I heard they were supposed to be Blade Show West, and they did not show up. But you know, hey, I get it. I was just kind of hoping they would show up at this one. Did not get it. Mike's Town Hall porn stash escapades. So we went out to dinner last night. I got to tell you. So we're driving down the road, and just me being me, and I had been in the Devil Lettuce. We went to dinner with Bridget and Nico made friends with this other knife couple, and I just was kind of like fifth wheel. But I was hungry, and I didn't want to stay at the hotel because food there was really expensive. And so we go and we're driving down the road, and I was like, oh, hell, look, we shouldn't even go where we're going. Look, you got Fritz's, I forget it was Fritz's something. And underneath it said entertainment extravaganza. And I was like, we should stop there. They got an entertainment extravaganza going on. And Nico was looking at the building. He's like, that looks like the bar from dusk till dawn, dude. We're not going there. And we came back, and it was all lit up and shit. And we saw there's like 3 cars in the parking lot. I was like, I got a sneaking suspicion that entertainment extravaganza is not quite what it's cracked up to be. We got some little back alley in a commerce area going to this. We went to a brewery. Actually, not brewery. We went to Aleworks, Phantom Aleworks, where they make mead. And we ate there, and it was good. So the food was really good. I honestly didn't drink very much at the show. Yesterday at the show during the day, we drank while we were walking around, but I really didn't drink much at the show. I gotta go back through some of this stuff. Have a good one, fellas. Got to get a CV on okay. I can send you my 82.5 clip point. Needs some resharpening. Has different edge. That's what my buddy Tino said about his, and I got to fix his soon too. As far as the show stuff, like I said, this was not the kind of show where I was going to be buying much. I did come back with something we're going to have on the channel soon. I can't remember the name of it. Let me grab it because it was tossed to me by the artisan cutlery guys. I had said a couple times, I was like, yeah, when you get a chance, just send it to me after the show and stuff. If they don't all sell, just hold on to one of these for me, and I'll get it from you, and I'll do a video. So as I was leaving, they tossed it to me. I was like, I'm pretend that didn't happen. He goes, that's a good thing. He's like, it's fucking yours now. So hang on, let me grab it. It's my computer case right here. It's just in here. But it's an interesting looking one. Like I said, I can't even remember the name of the knife. But it's it caught my eye. It caught my eye because I like the blade shape. And the fact is, like, I like to see any company. I like to see any company that can do good, clean OEM and machining and things like that. And Artisan's proved a few times to me that they can. And so they have this knife, and I had not seen it before. And I was like, okay, I really want to get a video on that. So this is a knife we're going to have on before too long. And it's kind of it's one of their older styles, I guess, but I really like it. It's got a really nice blade shape. It's got a really interesting handle. I think it's going to be nice. I think all it needs right now is just a little bit of lubrication. That's all that's wrong with it. And it's an M390. So I'm going to look at it's an Artisan, but it's just the machining on it is gorgeous. And it has a reversible pocket clip from tip up right side to tip down left side, but it has a shield on it. It's pretty. What's the overall blade length? I don't know. I haven't done a first impressions yet, so I don't look any of that up. I haven't looked up price. I haven't looked up the name. I just got this today. I'm not even going to try and do a first impressions. So you'll see a first impressions, and then you'll see a review video. So I'm sure you could find it if you looked it up on the Artisan catalog. What's the balance point? Just the way I like it. There's a little bit of weight forward. It's got a bit of weight forward of the pivot, and I like it. So I do like this knife. I was handling it at the show. I'm going to get into it a little bit further. I'll just at least get the name and stuff. But before I do first impressions on knife, I don't look anything up, Matt. I don't look anything up. So first impressions, I leave it just at that. How's it feel in hand? How's it feel in pocket? How's the action? Do I like it? Do I think it's something I would carry? And then I carry it for a while. And after I carry it for a while, then I forgot who I was supposed to be. After I carry it for a while, then I do the full review video where I look up all the specs. So like if you watch a, it's getting difficult. I can't talk about stuff like that in his, it just makes me dumb. So what I'll do is like, and that's why sometimes I'll get upset. And I was like, I didn't look up price. And then somebody will throw the price in the comments on a live chat. And I'm like, I don't want to know. Like, I want to make these, I like to make my own decisions about a knife before I know about a price. Like sometimes it'll ruin it because there's sometimes like if somebody hands you a knife and they say, what do you think about it? And you mess with it for a while and it's a good knife. You're like, wow, it's a good knife. If somebody says, hey man, check out this $35 knife. I'm like, I don't know. Like $30 is not a lot to be spending on a knife. But right now there's a lot of knives out there that are really good at $30. And so like, I don't like to have that bias. So I don't like having any of that information up front. I like to do a first impressions just as that. I'm going to look up the name of it, or I'm going to ask Russell what the name of it was. So it's just, it prevents me from either saying, oh God, that's so expensive. And then it limits me on what I would do with it. Or if it goes the other way, like immediately I'm going to have that bias, like this is a piece of shit. So it's your knife. What the fuck? You weren't ooh. Mike's like some front heavy. I really do like that. I saw it at the show a couple times. I was like, yeah, I want to get that on the channel. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go through some of the content here in a little bit. I'm gonna set up. I got to clean off my studio bench, and I'm gonna put on a movie, and I'm gonna go through, and I'm gonna start editing, and then I'll have to do some intros and outros and stuff like that. The outros are gonna be the to be continued thing. I think if I counted it out, if all of the video is viable, it was not as loud today because it was pretty empty. So I don't think I'm going to have to scrub any segments because of audio there. I really hope that the lady from Tass Knives, I hope she comes through because her husband, they're Russian, and her husband doesn't speak very much English, and she translated for me. And I was like, Dwayne K, what's up? I hope it comes through because their knives are really cool. Like you look at them and I was like, God, that can't be comfortable. Like I looked at the handles like that can't be good. Like that's going to be uncomfortable. And I picked it up. This was at Blade West. And I picked it up and I was like, how is it's all layered? Like his handles are layered. And so sometimes have a layer of titanium and then copper and then like carbon fiber and stuff like that. They're really unique looking, but they look like, to quote Nick Shabazz, it's going to be it's like I'm going to have a handful of Hornets. It's not like that. They were really well engineered. So even though they're sharp transitions, they're close enough together. It feels smooth and they're not hot spotty at all. Some of them are a little heavy because there was like a lot of copper and stuff, but I'm going to tell you, like, there was a handful of those knives. I would have bought one of those knives if I had money. Like there was like a $500 like Japanese style Tonto, like a nice swept Tonto, hollow and then flat, nice sweeping blade. I was like, I want that. And I was like, I don't have any money. I did it to myself. I did it absolutely. Okay. So I went to Blade Show West. I went Blade West. And my wife's like, no more knives. She found out how much this cost. And so I was like, okay, no more knives. And I came home with 2 knives for 2 y'all that went out on the, well, one of them went out. I'm waiting on an address. And the other, one of them went out to you guys that purchased them. Like, you guys paid for them. But there were 2 more that I bought with my own money. And I came home with this. And she was like, I wasn't kidding. And so this time she was like, I'm not joking. And I'm like, this is just, I don't think she's fucking around this time. Yeah, I was like, I told Nico, I was like, I'm not buying anything. He's like, oh, come on. You could buy that Pena. And I was like, no. Like, I stood there and I'm like, how much do I like living in my house? How much do I like seeing my family? I was like, I'm not buying that. So I didn't. I wanted it so bad. $274. I'm like, God, I want that, but nope. This probably was the last one I'm ever gonna get for a while. It might be some stuff here and there, little stuff, we'll get stuff for the channel. I'm not saying I'm not gonna have. I have more stuff to give away on the channel than I have months to do it. We might start doing like a mid-month giveaway to the paying members. I've literally got probably 2 years worth of stuff over there to give away. Like, I have 2 years worth of swag and knives and giveaway stuff to give away to the paying members. So I now have a pocket slip, so I don't have, like, because I could put this in the pocket of my sweatpants. And I was like, I told Andy Coe, the guy from Crane's Cutlery, I was like, yeah, the only bad thing about this is, like, if I'm not wearing a belt. If I'm not wearing a belt, I had it at a weird angle. I was like, if I'm not wearing a belt, I can't really carry this. I can't just like put this in a pair of shorts. And Andy's like, he goes, I've been using one of these. He was like, he's digging around. I was like, oh, cool. And I was looking at it, and I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. He's digging around for something. I was like, oh, that is really cool. He's like, yeah, we're gonna have these on the website. And I was like, that is neat, and it's nice, and it's stamped with the Crane's Cutlery logo. I was like, cool. And as I turn around, he's like, here, and I was like, what? You don't have to give me one, bro. Like, it's cool. Like, it's fine. I don't have to carry this in a pair of shorts. And he was like, no. He's like, just don't show it to anyone because we're not selling them here. It's like, they're going to be on the website. We don't want a bunch of people coming over looking for them. I was like, okay. He's like, no, don't show it to anyone. I was like, all right. I was like, okay, cool. So it does make it nice. You can put it. And not just this knife. There's other knives. I have a handful of knives that, like, I want to carry without a pocket clip, but I don't have a pocket slip. And then I have a few traditionals I don't like. I don't like it when they fall down in your pocket. You put them down in your pocket this way, and then so they go in your pocket this way, and then by the end of the day, they're like this, and it's bugging you, and it's in the way and stuff like that. So I'm digging this. I just realized something now that somebody said something. Where'd it go? Cue ball, nice grabs. Scoria's interested in the Scoria. I don't think I ever did a full review of the Scoria. I still owe you guys a review of the Scoria, and then that's going to be a giveaway. I have a Scoria here. That's going to be probably next month's giveaway, if you want to know the truth. I saw. It was $274. It was a Pena. So the Enrique Pena X by Riat, like the sway back with the big spade style blade. They had them for $274, and they had the micarta. They had the green micarta, brown micarta, carbon fiber for $274, and they had another one that was $3 something. I don't remember what that one was. I was fat carbon. It was fat carbon fiber, and it was the top flipper Pena X with that like spade style blade. And I couldn't do it. Like, I know where my limits are with my wife, and this was the limit. Especially after she found out I paid over $900 for this. She was not happy. She's like, you paid how much? And I was like, look, I saved and saved and saved and saved and saved for this. And then I told her that this. So I don't know if I told you guys what I did for, like, I knew I was going to a couple knife shows. I went through and I started tracking how much I made in tips super chats, and all those things that you guys do when I ring the bell, and all that stuff. And I started just putting that in my PayPal. So when I would get paid from Google, I would just transfer it to my PayPal. When I get paid from Google, I would transfer just that amount, just the PayPals. They're the super chat and the super likes and stuff like that, and the super stickers. And I had enough money when I went to Blade Show West that I got this and 2 of the the Blade Show West exclusive sea snakes. So so that money really didn't come out of any air accounts, but she didn't care. She still was upset. Like, our money is our money. It doesn't matter where it's at. So no, like when I explained that, like I've been saving for this for literally for years. Change. I pick change up off the street and would put it in that can and then dump it in a net account. But I mean, here, let me put it to you this way. So we sold the house. Yeah, we did good on that. I'm making money, but we're not, we're not saving anything right now. We're almost breaking even some months not. It depends on what YouTube decides they want to do with the algorithm. But the fact is my daughter's going back to skating. So it gets more expensive. But the fact is, like, I'm seeing a lot of improvement in the channel, but I can't get upset with her. Whether I've been saving for a specific thing or not, that money could be used for other things, but I just couldn't. This could eat. Like, I could get rid of this. I can't get rid of this. I can't. I could get rid of so many other things before I got rid of this. Like, I honestly don't have to buy another knife ever again. Do I want to? Yes. I got this. No. No. You can't get away with that. My wife is like a goddamn CIA interrogator. So this, I intended to get this. I got this for content and I was going to give it away, and I just like it too much. I like it too much. And it was under $300. I'm not going to sweat it. I like it. The video I made on this already has like 1,000 views. My knife collection update is coming. The last one of those got like 10,000 views. You figure if you knew what I make for every 1,000 views, you can itemize it out that this basically is going to pay for itself in the next couple months with how well that video did. It's not that big a deal. But did we need it for something else? Possibly. Right after I bought this, I had a blowout and I had to buy 4 more tires. So what is this, Tyler? What do you say? Here's the addiction, my friend. I know it's something we won't be able to shake. I honestly think that I could, like, if it wasn't for the fact I wanted to hit the algorithm with this one. I wanted to hit it running. I did the first unboxing of this, period. Hands down. The only one. Like, some other people did videos about it and they talked about it. They didn't do a full unboxing and lay it out for you. I did that. Bought that for that exact purpose. Let's beat the shit out of this thing. So she has her own hobbies, like, and that's what I try to explain to her. Like, guys, I have a fucking $400 baseball bat over in case you see something shiny, PDM. I see shiny things all the time. What's that shiny stuff? It's in my eyes. I bet my neighbors hate this because they use their garage similarly to the way I do. Beardo the weirdo. No. The only way I'm getting rid of this is if Andy sends me the exclusive and tells me that I can keep it. If I have to send it back, I'm sending that back. I'm keeping this. If not, we'll see. We'll see what happens. The exclusive one looks cool. They have some. So Crane's Cutlery, they have exclusives that they do with Re-Op, and so some of their exclusives are coming, and they have some of their own designs that are coming, and so. I was at that Friday night Blade Affair, and everybody's all fancied up, and they had the food and stuff. And I was walking around. I started to get a little hungry, but they weren't serving food yet. And I looked over and I asked one of the other guys that looked a lot like me, he's wearing like cowboy stuff. I said, "Hey man, They serving them hors d'oeuvres or what, man? I don't know. I ain't seen no food yet, and I'm getting hungry. And he's like, what? I was like, hors d'oeuvres. You know, them things they serve before they serve the actual food. And he was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Holy crap. Future cowbell fund. You know what we got to figure out is how much I got to ring this bell for my children's college fund. How was CCKS? I had a good time. So I got to see some people I haven't seen in a long time. I got to have actually, it's not the same as Blade Show West. There's a lot of different stuff that goes on. It's a lot tighter, but there's also a lot more of personal interaction. Like at Blade Show West, like a lot of people go to certain tables and the makers are just there. Like the production companies, they're there to sell stuff. But when you go to a custom show, those people want to talk about the shit they make. You know what I mean? They're like, ask me anything you want. I'll answer it. And I got to talk to Michael Vangino Jr. He great dude. Nico bought one of those. Nico bought one of them fancy non-steel knives that they make. I can't wait for a regular Mac to sharpen that. I don't think I should do it though. So, but I mean, custom makers are more inclined to tell you about the shit to do. Tom, Nico's gonna get chaos. So this is old dude we always talk to, Melvin Watanabe. I love Melvin. I talk to him every time I see him. I go and I sit down with him. I make sure I stop. Like Melvin is old. Melvin reminds me of my father-in-law, but significantly older. And I love the old dude. His name's Melvin Watanabe. He's out of Hawaii. He's friends with Tom Mayo and everything. So he talks a lot like this. He walks over and says, "Hey, so Tom Mayo was talking to you." I was like, "Yeah." Like, Tom Mayo don't talk to nobody. He's a dick. He's a dickhead. And he sits back down, and I see Tom go like, and I walk up, I was like, what? And he goes, I'm just kidding. He's basically my neighbor in Hawaii. I love the guy. He's like, but he doesn't just whack up and talk to a lot of people like he does you. And I was like, I did get to meet Peter Martin and his sons. I got to handle a Peter Martin custom, and it was a lot of fun. The show was a lot of fun. I got to see a Peter Martin custom, and okay. So there was a guy that had bought a Peter Martin custom, and I looked at it, and I was looking at it, and I was like, you're going to have a problem with this. He's like, what? I was like, I'm about to do something you're going to hate me for. He's like, what? And he's like, I was playing with the action. I was opening it, closing it. And I was like, oh, you're going to hate me for this. And I was like, do you want me to show you that I already know there's something wrong with it? And he goes, what? I took it, I spine whacked it on my hand, slammed shut. He goes, what the? I was like, just make sure you knew. And so he took it back. Peter fixed it. Then he bought another one, and he brought it over, and he goes, okay, just don't spine whack test it. Don't ruin things for me. I was like, I don't think I have a problem with this. But he was like, how did you know? I was like, I could tell by the way it felt when it locked up, and you could see the lock waver. And he was like, you knew it was going to slide? I was like, yeah, I knew it was going to slip right off. I was like, I absolutely knew that if I spine whacked that, it was going to pop loose. He was like, I was like, I'm taking, knives I've taken and take apart, put back together. And I'm like, yep, I can see it. And so, okay, here's the thing. He had just picked it up from Peter. This is a couple years ago. And Peter took it where he's like, man, I'm sorry. I'll take it right back. I had the same issue. So can't wait till we have obsidian and steel and have cutting atoms. I had the same issue with a touch knife. It came in for sharpening for a friend of mine. I was sharpening. I got it sharp, and I was like, okay, but I've got to get a hold of these guys because I wanted to do a video of it. And Will and Eric were like, yeah, we probably just need to touch it up a little bit. And it had locks. Like you could just pop it, and it just didn't lock. And they were like, yeah, just send it. It's like, we appreciate it. I was like, I'm not doing a video. I like those guys. I'm not doing a video. So I was like, I don't want to do a video about it until you get a chance to rectify it. He goes, well, I appreciate that. And I was like, I wouldn't want someone like shitting all over my knife with like, as sending it to somebody and letting them shit all over it before I gave the maker a chance to fix it. So, double action knife was sweet looking. Oh, no. I mean, it's cobalt, like what they make drill bits out of. It's non-ferrous, won't rust. There's not a molecule of steel or an atom of iron in it. It's cobalt. It's called trevanium. I think that's how you, I don't know, but it is great. What about carry knives? Those have such, yeah, I stopped by. The problem is that some of those tables were just so swamped. Peter Carey's table was swamped. Mick Strider's table was swamped. The freaking table over at dendritic cobalt. There you go. Yeah, exactly. No, it's been used in knives for a long time. It's a very, very, very good material. It just used to be so expensive you couldn't get into it. But yes, dendritic cobalt. That's what it is. But there's so many tables that were just so swamped yesterday that I didn't get to film. And then when we came back, they just didn't come back. Like they sold out. They're like, fuck it. There's no reason going back. I'm just going to sleep in. Why would I go to the show if I don't have anything to show? And then there was just some people that like I tried to film with and it just never worked out because when they weren't busy, that's when they were eating. And I was like, I'm not going to interrupt this dude's lunch. He's trying to eat. And then when I would come back, they were either they left or they were like swamped again. And I'm like, this is actually, you could get over the Shirogorov table pretty easly at one point. But the Shirogorov was, so Shirogorov was, he was there. His table was there. I don't think he was there. The Friday Night Blade Affair, but I don't think there was a Shirogorov table. I think R1 took over for that for them. So, but flex it and I don't think it will. That's one of the things that I asked Michael Vangino. I would trust what he says. The dude is a knife. Another one of those knife royalty guys. Like if he's gonna make a knife out of a product, he's gonna make sure it's not like ceramic, like that ceramic knife that I'm gonna wind up giving away to you guys. That's pretty sure I'm gonna give it away to you guys. That's another one I haven't decided. That one I have to give away. That one I've got to give away to paying members. I have to. That's why I purchased it. So, but there's one. What? I don't even know what I can't even click on it, or I would bring it up. Hey, 810. Oh, David, Peter and Christine came down, and then they came down last night, and I was trying to meet up with them for more knives. Thank you, Ethan. So David, they came down, and I was gonna say, hey, do you guys want to go out to have dinner or something after the show? It was like we're gonna eat early because I wanted to get back. So I left. Show ended at 3. I think I left the venue at 3:30. We went 8, and I was back on the road by 5 or 4:45 because I was home by just right after 6. But they had to get, because there was a huge storm that was going to slow them down. And I'm like, shit, I hope they're okay. I told Peter to text me. I didn't even get to film anything with him. Okay. I don't want to be associated with this. I'm going to espouse an unpopular position. Oh my God. Hang on. What the fuck? Yuka, come here. She's going to come out here and thank you because we're both going to do this. Come here. Yuka, you have to come here and say thank you. This guy just gave me $400. You have to come say thank you. I just got a $400 donation. $400 on my YouTube channel. Can you just at least come say thank you? Because they're giving it to both of us. All right, that's fine. She doesn't want to. She doesn't have any eyebrows right now. But we both thank you. I forget what I was even gonna. I was gonna say something unpopular about Shirogorovs. Well, I wasn't. I was gonna have Dummy say it, but Jesus, God in heaven, you're getting some. You can use some of your address. You're getting a shirt, probably a sharpening. Maybe I'll touch butthole. I don't know. You're getting something. Jesus Christ. I don't even know what's. I've never seen that. I've never seen that. I've never seen that on this channel. I've never seen it on a channel this size. All right, let's get this unpopular opinion out of the way. We're going to leave that up. Probably for the rest of the show. So I'm just going to read what somebody said up here. Let's get back to this. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Tyler. Exactly. Jesus Christ. Cue Ball says, you ready? Cue Ball said, after handling Sheer Grove, I can see why they cost what they do. I'm a espouse an unpopular position. I don't get it. Are they good? Yeah. Are they that good? No, they are not. They are great, great, great knives. Don't get me wrong. But I'm going to tell you right now, for what I would pay for a Shirogorov, I would say to shove it up your ass, and I'd buy myself a brown Cortex and not pay as much. Jesus. Don't tell my wife. Don't tell Mary. Don't tell my wife I bought something stupid. That stimmy chick just hit LOL. Wait, where'd it go? I want to bring that back up. We're keeping that up there. Everybody needs to see that. Good God. I need to hit. You know what? I just need to hit the bell again. Fuck me. Yeah, that's kind of what I said when I saw it. I just didn't. I was like, it's a very rare occasion that I have nothing to say. There we go. Put that back up. That's staying. That's great. I mean, I'm not saying. Okay, he said the dumb thing. Let me go ahead. He said the unpopular. Just remember, PDM said it, not me. Jack, look at what's on that screen. Look at what's on that screen. I was just well, Ethan is the man. Jack, I was just espousing an unpopular opinion that Shiros aren't that much better than anything else that I would pay that much more for it. I have paid way less for knives that, in my opinion, were better. And then I didn't want to say anything, so Jack is trying to sell this toolkit for a Shiro, and I was like, I'm looking at it. I was like, I'm like, don't say it. I'm like, I wanted to whisper up in this guy's ear. I was like, yeah, you could spend like $280 on that set of tools for a Shiro, or hear me out, buy a fucking flathead screwdriver. You don't have a tool for that? It's a flathead screwdriver. It's about the simplest tool you can get. It's piece metal. It comes down like a chisel, but you don't sharpen it. Shiros are good. I'm not going to lie to you. Shiros are good. But I have other knives that I didn't pay anywhere near as much for that are as good, if not better. I have a lot of knives in my case that I would put up against a Shiro any day and twice on Sunday, and I did not pay fucking Shiro prices. They're great knives. I just think sometimes the name is it overprices things. It really does. And I get it. But I'm not that big of a Shiro fan. And then the toolkit, the toolkit's expensive. That's not proprietary hardware. And I was like, why the fuck do you need that? You need a flathead screwdriver. And if you're afraid you're going to scratch it, you take yourself a little piece of electric tape, you cut it off, and you flip it up over, and you fold it in, and there you have a scratch-proof tool for your Shiro. I don't get it. I don't get it. So, I mean, not at all saying they're not good knives. And if you love those, get them. I'm not saying not to get them. I'm just saying for me, the price value equation is not there. If I pay that much money for a knife, I'm probably not going to use it. And I'm talking about some of those really super expensive ones, like the basic ones. Chris at Cerberus has one, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a great knife. Like I'm damn tempted to buy a $2,500 Shiro, even though I don't have enough to buy it. I don't get it. I just don't see it. Now I got to go back up here and put that back up so everybody can see. Ethan, ouch! Goddamn mosquitoes. I just don't see it. I mean, Jack, shoot me your email. DM me your email. I'll pull you up on the screen. Are you home? Jack? I'm gonna keep doing it. Jack, if you DM me your email address, I will send you a link and we can discuss this further for a little bit. As soon as I figure out where the fuck I put my phone. Jack, are you there, Jack? I probably should check my DMs in case he's sending it right now. Bro, send me your email. Oh, there you are, Jack. Send me your email. DM me your email. I'll bring you up here and we can discuss a little further the pros and cons of Shiros. Maybe you can explain some of it to me. I had a guy that wanted to buy an RJ Martin, and I was talking. He had told me, it's like, if you find an RJ with like inlays and a Damascus blade, please let me know. I don't care what it costs. Well, that was a while back, and then I found one on John Gray's table. I found one on John Gray's table, and I got a hold of the guy. I was like, it's 38. John said he will definitely take PayPal. I can PayPal. I have enough in my PayPal because I can definitely PayPal him. You just have to make sure the money can get in. I was like, because I have to pay. I have enough to pay half, then you have to send me the other half. And he was like, I forget what exactly happened. He was like, I can't do it. He's like, I'm not going to be able to get that money to you in a timely manner, and I don't want to see you out that money. So I went back and told Johnny. Yeah, he said no. But I told John, I was like, I've got your email and your phone number, and I'll definitely get in touch with you if he changes his mind. So I'm down, but I'm partaking of devil's lettuce right now with a few friends. I don't know if that's a good idea. All right, we'll do it some other time then. I got to hang out with Jack. I finally got to meet Jack. Jack has been one of the long time subscribers to the channel. Jack was in a lot, like he was always in the comment section on my Instagram feeds and stuff like that. Maybe we'll Jack, maybe we'll do this. Maybe I'll talk to you. You can talk to Sako. I have a podcast on Fridays. Maybe we can get some Recon 1 stuff and we just talk about Recon 1 in a podcast. I've got some stuff set up. We got to get some. This is going to be take some time to get it set up because I got John Gray and I got Bastinelli Knives wants to be on. Michael Vangino talked about maybe coming on. I have a handful of like custom makers that we could have on. I've got all their cards and stuff, and I just kind of want to get through that. But yeah, I definitely want to try. And you and I can do one anyway, but we can definitely try and see if that's something that Sako would be interested in doing, and do a Recon 1, like talk about the company, talk about what's available, talk about the promotions, all the stuff that Recon 1 does, if that's something he'd be interested in doing. And it's free. It's free publicity. Like all he has to do is just give me some time. I'm down for that. I don't know the thing, closest thing to the moment. You know what? Here's the thing. There is not much on the market that catches my eye these days. Things have gotten to a point. I think we've reached a point in the knife world where I don't think designs are what's going to change. I don't think designs are what's going to change. I think materials are going to change. I think lubricants are changing. Look at knife pivot lube. I know that there was the big dust up. Like he didn't throw a fit. He used what's called brand recognition. and everybody got pissy. He was like, so they use the same bottles. I was like, I don't know if you know this. You cannot make a Coke bottle shaped bottle and put anything in it but Coca-Cola. Because trade, it's called brand, in trade industry, it's called brand recognition, trade brand recognition. And if your bottle is synonymous with your product, which is what Knife Pivotly was trying to do. If your labeling or your bottle or your container is as associated with the product as the product itself, even if you have not applied for protection, you still get that. They're like, okay, well, Coke, you can't put anything in a Coke bottle but Coke, because that bottle is synonymous with that product. And so he was well within his rights to complain about it. But now I guess he's making his own stuff. So I had said something about it. There was so many people that went on. I was like, I'm not going to buy it again. I'm going to throw my stuff away. I was like, no, you're not. You are absolutely not. And everything I saw was the people that were doing that were guys that had like 75, 100, 150 followers. And I'm not trying to bash on people that don't have a lot of followers, because I don't have a whole ton of followers on Instagram. Total between the two, I got like 8,000 subscribers between Instagram and YouTube. So it's not like I'm a huge influencer or anything. But what upsets me is when somebody sees a little bit of drama and decides to try and coattail it. And hopefully people are, maybe if I make enough stink and I take this side of it, I'm going to get brought. Okay, well, we'll address that. But the thing was that right now he was like pretty much the only person that was doing lubricant in that. And another knife lubricant company starts using those bottles. That's where I'm talking about. Like we're talking kind of semantics, but at any rate, now I lost it. I can't get back. I'm sorry. I got to get back up to the. So at any rate, what I was saying is, so everybody's doing, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to sell all my stuff. I'm going to throw my stuff away. I was like, no, you're not. You guys, these guys that do this, you guys are the same people that say you're going to boycott something and like, don't do this. Don't buy this. Don't buy this product. Don't buy Coke. They got bad business practices. Don't do this. Don't buy Coke. Don't buy Sprite like they do. And those are the same people that the next day go through the drive-thru at McDonald's and have a Coke. No one's going to throw away their KPL. You know why? Because it's the best fucking lubricant out there for knives. It really is. You can argue with me all you want. I personally think there is not a better lubricant for knives out there. It was designed for knives. People go, oh, I just use this. Is it food safe? We're not getting into that. I don't give a fuck if the shit that I use on a knife that I don't cut food with is food safe. My kitchen knives don't have pivots. I don't use lubricant on my kitchen knives. So yeah, I'm going to say like my whole thing with it was I didn't trust that he was going to follow through any stuff, and I still don't. I honestly don't know if he's going. I hope he does. I hope he does. I hope he makes good on all of his promises and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is I get suspicious when somebody just drops off and stops like they're not publicly sharing. Like they just stop making content. Yeah, there's people that tell me, no, he made good. He paid me back this, paid me back that. I don't think he's going to be able to do all of it. And that's what I'm saying. I just am kind of on that side. Where like, I don't honestly think he's going to make good on it. And like Super Steel Steve was not trying to take advantage of that. Super Steel Steve was absolutely just bringing to light something that happened. If you guys notice, I didn't do an actual video about it. I talked about it in a live feed. I spoke about it in a live feed. And I really haven't talked about it since then because I got no dog in that fight. I did get upset about the whole, yeah, I understand that. Okay. I got upset about the whole Leon Ma Fuller Fanatic thing because Leon's a friend of mine. And I put out a video and I took it. That video still exists. It's in my private section. There may come a day where I put it back up. I don't know. But I realized after I talked to Leon, I was not doing Leon any favors. I was just venting the fact I was upset that I felt someone took advantage of a friend of mine because Leon is a friend of mine. And he was like, I would appreciate it if just leave it be until everything blows over and we find out exactly what's going on. I was like, okay, cool. Kind of same thing with the slicey dicey thing. I was like, Do I really have a dog in the fight? No, but I'm going to voice my opinion that I don't like when people take advantage. I still owe John and Mark H gift cards from my merch store. I just haven't figured out how I'm going to do that yet, because I was looking at it. I was like, it's weird, like how to get it delivered. So just know that John over at brother John over at Grateful Panic has got a shirt coming. So is Mark H. He has a shirt coming. I gotta get that. And I finally shipped off Mark's flash win that he got, which was the what was that? It was some custom. It was a Chinese custom, stuff like that. So many crap. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's the only knife lubricant I see use that. But yeah, exactly. I mean, like, if you're going to market the same product in the same bottle, like, that's kind of, you're stepping into some shit right there. And if you like gunny juice, that's fine. Get gunny juice. But I'm just saying, like, I have used so many lubricants I've used so many lubricants that are out on the market, ranging from Singer sewing oil to Dial Real. I've tried everything every once in a while. I tried the nano oil. It was good. It was better than other things. I still have nano oil. I just don't use it on my knives anymore. I use it for what it was designed for. It's pew pew oil, and it worked great for that. I personally find that I like the KPL and the KPL Heavy. They fit pretty much my entire needs. I do have the KPL Ultralight. I don't recommend putting it on a folder. It gets heavy. It goes everywhere. You're like, oh my God, there's fucking oil flying out of my knife, because it's so thin. But it is incredibly good for OTFs. If you got OTFs like a Microtech or a Benchmade, it works really, really good on it. It does. It works great. I've tried it on mine. I'm going to do a video about it here in the next week or so, because I wanted to test it first. I don't like frog lube. I wouldn't use frog lube on anything. Frog lube is for guns. There's a lot of the gun stuff here. I use this. I use that. Use this gun oil. No, do not use that gun oil. It's nasty. Smells like no, I have not. That sounds like you were to say pig lube isn't a real thing. We're at a pig pick. I went to a pig picking, and I used my knife to cut up a bunch of the pork, and I got some of that pig lube down in the blade, and it was great for a couple of days, but the knife was so slippery, and then every time you'd open and close it, it smelled like barbecue, and then after a few days, it got a little sticky, and then the flies started coming, and I didn't know what was going on. I had flies on my pocket all the time. I'm like, what is it? Oh, it must be that pig lube I had on my knife. It's scary how easy that is to actually, like, that's, what do you use? What do I use to treat my carbon steel blades from rusting? I don't. I have a bunch of carbon steel blades. You know what I do with them? I'll go grab one. I'll go grab one of my father's knives. Allow me to go grab it. So the only thing I've ever done to these, I put oil on a few years ago. So this probably one of the sharpest goddamn knives I've ever handled. After I sharpened it up, this is Ontario. This is Ontario Knife Company, made in the USA. It's an old butcher knife that was my father's. It got used to butcher. Well, let's see, how many deer did we get with it? Where's the X's? There's X's cut in this somewhere. There's notches. I can't find them. There's notches cut in this somewhere that I can't seem to find. No, it's the other one. I have two of my dad's butcher knives. The other one's actually being used in the house. We're not going to get into it, but how many times we butchered deer with it? There they are. Like how many deer got butchered, and then I forget what the X was for. But at any rate, this thing, I don't do anything with this. I don't do a thing with it. It's not rusty. It's got a patina on it. It's got that dark patina that you get on carbon steel knives. But as long as you're not like cutting, As long as you're not cutting like tomatoes or oranges or something with this, you don't have to worry about it. You cut meat with it. The only thing I've ever done, I'm not gonna lie to you, the only thing I put a little bit of olive oil on it after I cut up some stuff, and then I put it back in the sheath that my father made. This has butchered more. I don't know why he stopped after 2 deer. He stopped cutting notches in it, but we had definitely butchered pigs and cattle and all kinds of stuff with this, and it's dangerous. This thing is dangerously sharp. So I don't do anything with my carbon steel blades. The Anza, my dad left it. I mean, I like a nice sheath that has a lot of room in it, like this. This sheath is just it's really not a very good sheath, but it's enough to keep me from cutting myself when I put it in a box, and keeps it from getting dinged up, but it has enough airflow that it doesn't rust inside the sheath. Now, that sheath that my dad's Anza came in is much tighter, and it does rust. As you saw, there was some corrosion on my dad's prized knife. So I have more problems with some of the rust-prone stainless because they're pocket knives, and that's when they get rusty. Oh, wait, is Aiden Cue Ball going somewhere? Oh, hey, Cue Ball. Thanks. Wait, thanks, bud. I'm glad you guys enjoy the live stream. I'm glad you guys enjoy the live streams. I'm not gonna lie to you. If they told me, if YouTube said you can't do live streams anymore, I probably would not have a channel anymore. Because like I said, the reason, like everybody said, why you do 3 live feeds a week? I don't do live feeds for you. I do this for me. I enjoy the fuck out of talking with you guys. If you catch me at how was my trip back? Uneventful, Jack, uneventful. If you guys catch me at a show, like Jack will tell you, I'll just come up and talk to anybody at a show. I don't fucking care. And if you're one of my subscribers, come up and talk to me. I don't give a fuck. I'll talk to anybody. As long as I'm not filming, as long as I'm not busy, I got time to talk to anyone that follows my YouTube channel. I love it. I love that. It's not like I'm an attention hound. It's not like I'm like, oh, you're famous. No, I'm not like that. I just enjoy the interaction here. And if I get to talk to you in person, I enjoy it even more. So it's just, I saw somebody talking about quartermaster knives. Where'd it go? I wanted to talk about that. How come every time I look into quartermaster knives, all I can do is scam this, scam that, but I can't find what scandal is being. Okay, so I'll tell you exactly what scandal. We'll get into this real quick. Don't hug Mike while he's filming. Please do not. We'll talk about the stuff. This is a poor decision. One, if I don't know it's coming and I don't know someone's about to touch me, I do have a tendency to come swinging. And 2, I really don't like being hugged all that much. I mean, from time to time, like I gave Christine and Peter a hug before they took off. And I always give Bridget and Nico a hug, but it's just I'm not that comfortable. But coming up behind me and grabbing me and giving me a hug while I'm filming is a good way to get a tripod shoved up your booty hole. Like, did you see that guy? That guy over there with the hat? He beat that dude to death with a monopod and then shoved it up his butt. Yeah, sideways. This is kind of like Cajun. Okay, so the quartermaster knife. You want to know what the scandals were? Okay. Quartermaster Knives said that they made everything in America. Untrue. They had them shipped, and then they shipped them from an address in Texas. If you look that address up, it was a dead-end road. There was nothing there, not a shipping center. People driven there. There's nothing there. The address they had listed as a U.S. headquarters. Now, is it legal for you to buy machined parts from other countries and put them together in the United States? And if that assembly, refinishing, sharpening, and all the QC and all that stuff equates to more than 50% of the product, it can be called a U.S.-made product because more than 51% of the assembly cost, all that stuff came inside the United States, plus shipping and all that stuff. It all gets tied into that, and it falls under that realm of American made or a U.S. product. However, that's not what Quartermaster was doing. They were having their shit straight up made in China and shipped out and sent with a dummy address and sent to people. Now, do I like either one? No. I don't understand why people got on Browse. Browse was not breaking the law. Browse may have not just have told people that things were being machined in the, what is this? Don't worry, I'll bring a stack. And that might work for you. Plus, you're not tall enough. If I come swinging, I'm probably going to swing over top of your head. So David's a little guy. Eggs and Ham's not a real big guy. So at any rate, so that was one of the things. The other thing was they were selling full titanium frame locks. Now, one of these days, I will get my friend over at Flippin' Bean, Adam Chavez. I'll get him to record his Quartermaster full titanium scale knife that is absolutely magnetic. So they were advertising it as titanium, ship it out as steel. There were just so many scams. Yes, Quartermaster knives were a fucking scam. Absolutely. So I'm not going to disagree with that. What happened to Browse? So I don't know what happened for a while. They weren't doing much, but I've seen them putting some stuff up on Instagram. I liked the Browse that I had. I had a limited edition Browse flipper, and it was great. It was full titanium. It was the large silent soldier. Didn't have the whole flipper in full titanium, and I loved it. And then I wound up refinishing it and selling it to a guy that liked it a little more than I did. So I'm actually somewhere between 6'3" and 6'4". Depends on what convenience store I'm leaving, but I'm like 6'3". I'm like 6'3", but I was standing next to a guy who was like, bro, I'm 6'3". And I was standing next to him. I was like, well, I'm taller than you. He goes, you sure you're 6'3"? And I was like, I think you're 6'2". So I'm well over 6 foot. Oh, he's a big boy. Not just tall. I'm like just dimensionally. I'm just big. Like I got that onesie from Good Mythical Morning, the Mythical Society onesie. It's a 4X. It's a 4X, and it's still like, I talked to their merch manager, and she goes, well, I don't know if we're gonna have something that fits you, but we can try. And she's like, what's your jacket size? And I was like, when I wear sports jackets, that's what you mean? She's like, yeah. I was like, it's 53 long. And she's, my God. She said, my God, you're a gorilla. I was like, I know. What do you want me to do about it? So I'm just a big dude. I was talking with Jack. Jack can tell you I was shaking. I can almost reach all the way around Jack's hand. I can almost touch. Like I'm that far from touching my middle finger to my thumb when I shook hands with Jack. I don't have little hands either. Like triple XL gloves. Mineral oil can be used. I'm trying to read this. Mineral oil can be used for wood as well. Yes. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't oil the wood on my knife handles anyway. Like they wind up getting sealed with anything, especially butcher knives, like oils and stuff that you've cooked and cut and stuff like that. Like it's going to seal them pretty good anyway. You can use mineral oil. As a matter of fact, that's what they recommend for wood handled knives. Whatever wood whatever you're using on like wood cooking boards, like cutting boards, I use that on the handles of your wood knives. I don't have very many wood handled knives, to tell you the truth. Most of mine are composite and stuff like that. 1911's here, so I assume slightly larger than average hands. Yeah, triple XL. Nico or Tino, the guy that did ordering for the construction company I was working for, he was on the podcast one night, the after show, and he said, yes, we had to order triple XL gloves for Mike because he couldn't go. Like I literally be on a job site and go through a pair of gloves like 3 times a week. And like, we got to get him the right size gloves because double XLs were too short. I was blowing the fingertips out of them, and then just sheer size, I got really big hands. No, that's the nice thing about carbon fiber, micarta as well. They don't absorb. I've talked about this, like somebody got confused. I was talking about micarta. Micarta, that very top layer of, they're impregnable. That epoxy that's in carbon fiber will not soak anything up. But micarta as well. The nice thing about micarta, and I'm going to explain this for everybody, so why I like micarta. Micarta has a tendency to be less slippy if it gets wet. Carbon fiber is slippery as snot on a doorknob. Carbon fiber is slippery as snot on a doorknob. if it gets wet, if it gets oily. Micarta has got that natural fiber that's in it. And what happens is some of those fibers are still at the surface and they still will absorb a little bit of moisture and expand, but it doesn't soak all the way in. It's just at the very top layer. And so if you get it wet, it still has a good bit of grip. Blades and Fades is here. What's up, buddy? Yeah, you can use linseed oil. I don't like using linseed oil. Linseed oil, if you're doing kitchen knives, linseed oil is not good for you. However, mineral oil, that's where I would say, like, use KPL, your knife, it's not food safe. I'm like, how often you see me cutting up a fucking sandwich with this? And the other shit that I've got on my hands that I'm eating with, I worked inside a gun system. I was covered with hydraulic fluid, and probably saliva, hate and discontent, all kinds of other chemicals on my hand. I really wasn't concerned about the knife that I cut my sandwich with because I didn't go wash my hands before I ate. Like grease and molybdenum grease and high-speed bearing grease all over my hands. I'm just going to eat that sandwich because I'm hungry. I got shit to do. But micarta, that surface layer will absorb a little bit of moisture. And that's what gives you, that's why micarta stays so good. That's why it's so good for outdoor knives. If it's raining, if you're skinning an animal and you're doing this and stuff like that, somebody just wrote something. That's what I was getting ready to say. So if you're out, like I personally would love to have every knife I ever bought with micarta scales. Because if you happen to be skinning an animal and it gets bloody and nasty, and then you don't want it to get slippery. That's what a lot of the checkering and jimping on other knives is for. But that's the jimping gets slippery. This gives you a little bit of tactility and a little bit of extra grip if it's wet, if it's bloody. That's why I make micarta scales on almost every one of my custom knives, or wood. You can store your knife in a sheath as long as you're maintaining them properly. Like my dad's, like I said, this stays, depends on the sheath too. 1911. This sheath is really airy. There's a lot of room in this. It gets air around it. It's not getting a bunch of crap on it all the time. And this is just the shitty little leather sheath my dad made. And this was one of our butcher knives that we used when we'd butcher deer, we butcher pigs or anything on the farm. This is just one of the ones we used, and it sat in the butchering tub, and it stayed like this for years, and it's not rusted. Hell, this has been at my house for 2 years in the garage, sitting in a box, either at this house or the old house, and it's not rusted. It's been in that sheath. However, if the sheath is tight and form-fitting and it does not get air through it, you are going to have some problems with that leather absorbing moisture and stuff like that. So I use any knife to cut food and eat with dirty hands. And guess what? I never get sick, so I don't get damn much. The stress will kill you before the chemicals. I know. I just like, well, is KPL food safe? I'm like, I don't fucking care. It says it's non-toxic and it's food grade. I mean, is it food safe? Well, you probably shouldn't cook with it, but I don't think it's going to hurt you. It already said it's non-toxic. So yeah, it's good. Like I said, linseed oil, I would not go putting on kitchen knives. Linseed oil, I do know, is not great for you as a person to get it in your body. Is it worse for you than any other stuff? Probably not. But the fact is, hey, guess what? I forgot, guys. I've been sitting here sans alcohol. I have not been drinking much lately. My stomach's been kind of screwed up. So I think I had one drink. Oh, I had two. I had 2 drinks at the Friday Night Blade Affair. I was too busy talking with Bob Terzola and his wife Sue and playing with their beautiful, beautiful dog they had there. They have a Labradoodle named Gigi. Good God, that is the sweetest dog. I just want to lay down on the floor and curl up with her. I'll tell you what I used on 3 and 4V that worked really, really well. As long as you're not like as long as you're not cutting anything like food stuff with a 3V knife. 3V and 4V do have a tendency to rust, but if you get Renaissance wax and rub Renaissance wax on them real good, maybe even warm that blade up just a little bit under some hot water, under like under a hot like a heating pad and then rub that stuff on, and it kind of seals that. And it does do a pretty good job. Renaissance wax is nice. Renaissance wax would be good if you are in a wet climate and you have carbon steel knives. I have to get back up here. We got to get back up here and find this again, because I have to put this back up on the screen. I have to. Oh, no. All right. I apologize. Ethan, I apologize. I let it go too long, and now I can't scroll back up to to find Ethan. I just want to recognize the fact, like, I'm just keep talking about Ethan donated like a $400 super chat just a little bit ago. You're in North County. Where at? You know what? Jim Skelton liked enough. He bought the fucking company. So I like Jim, and I take Jim's opinion. So I guess EDCI. So I've never used it. You guys can still see it in the chat. I can't scroll up that far. I'm not on YouTube. I'm on StreamYard. That's how I'm able to highlight you guys' stuff. I've never used the EDCI blades and fades. I know that Jim Skelton liked it enough. He bought the fucking company. I've never used it. I've always just used rubbing alcohol and wipe stuff down. And if things got pitted, so pitted, bro. You guys remember that? Like, and you just like pitted, so pitted. If I have a knife that I think is going to rust and get that bad, I just ceramic coated it. Like any of my D2 knives that I really liked from Artisan. Oh, hey, it's right over here. Hang on a second, y'all. I gotta get this stuff out the box. I just had to move that hat because it was on top of the case. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I have a couple knives in here that I really like. I have a couple of the. I have a couple of knives that I really, really like. This was in D2. This is the Centros by Dylan Mallory. I swear to God, I don't carry this knife enough. Every time I pull it out of the case, I'm like, I gotta put that in my pocket. I love this knife. Dylan basically by accident created an extremely, extremely comfortable and well-designed tactical knife. This is great. What was this? Is Russell ever coming back? Yeah, I talked with Russell at the I was just at the show with Russell. I told him we're gonna have to get him back on the podcast and we can talk about some of the new stuff that's coming. About this much. Here's another one. I did a ceramic coat, not Cerakote. Okay, so since that case is closed, I'll toss it back over. I don't like throwing that hat on the ground, even though it's not a great hat. Oh shit. That's a good question. Hang on, I'll address that momentarily. Shit, let me ring that bell and then I'll answer your question. This is dangerous. I gotta kind of not be as loud. My daughter's going to bed right now. Daughter went to the concert. Ooh, buddy. So that's not a ceramic coat. That's a ceramic coat, a full-on ceramic coat, super, super thin. I don't even worry about masking screws or threads when I do it. You just put it on, and it's so thin, even on like that close of a tolerance, like screw into hole does not affect really. Sometimes if it's like really, really super fine thread pattern, maybe you'd have an issue, but usually not at all. And so it's a really super thin, really resilient, baked on. It's almost like the same thing as like an enamel, a baked enamel, but this is a baked ceramic, and it works great. And since I like my QSP Penguin and it's in D2, I just ceramic coated the blade so it wouldn't rust. Oh shit, that's not what I was going to do. So should I worry about using rubbing alcohol on vintage micarta? I really don't. Okay, so what I would be afraid of is if it's like a Westinghouse that looks like ivory, I wouldn't fuck touch it. Not even a chance. I've never had a problem with rubbing alcohol affecting micarta that I have, but I don't have any vintage micarta. I would say possibly. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mike. I have to take this one down. Let me see. Because we don't talk about that, because then if one of my, Mike, I'm not doing it because I don't like it. If one of my moderators could take that down before YouTube sees it. We don't talk about knives as weapons. This is not a channel for that because knives aren't weapons, they're tools. And if YouTube thinks that they're weapons, they take my channel down. It's just, we can talk about that. Send me a DM. Send me a DM. I'll give you some recommendations. That's just one of those things we can't do, because if you start associating these tools with weapons, then you fall into, and if I'm recommending things for self-defense, now I have recommended a weapon. I can't do that. So that's it. So if one of my if there's a moderator here, if not, we'll leave it and see. 1 Minute Knife Reviews is here. What's up, buddy? Oh, what'd you get? Oh, hang on a second. What did you get, Blades and Fades? You go ahead and throw that in and tell me. So knives are tools, weapons are weapons, two different things. But if you really are curious, just find my Instagram and I will answer that question for you as soon as I see it. It shows $3.99 right under the top word. Yeah, you know why? Because Ethan Ruins EDC sent me a $400 super chat. That's why. And I pooped a little. So 1 Minute Knife Reviews. 1 Minute Knife Reviews, you need to get a hold of me because we need to do a podcast style thing. I had Tri-State EDC and Jared Neves on at one time, and I was like, this is gonna be fun, or it's gonna be fundamentally bad. I didn't know how it was gonna go, but we had a blast. I love both those guys. Like, if you guys aren't following Cole's channel, then you probably should. Like, I don't see how he only has 1,000. I don't see how he only has 1,000 subscribers. I've been following him for a while. Sharding left and right. Yeah, Mike, go find my Instagram and send me a DM or shoot me an email to the email address that's usually in one of my videos. I'll answer that question really, really, really quickly. I definitely will answer that, but I don't want to do it here. Do I like the TDI? Yes, I like the TDI. I do like the TDI. I actually went to school for the TDI in Ohio. Law enforcement, military, we had it, and I went to the school in Ohio to use it. But like I said, the old micarta, back to the old micarta thing, the Westinghouse micarta, the old patinaed micarta, like the white stuff that starts to look like ivory and gets that brownish color, I would absolutely not do anything to it without spot testing it or asking someone. You know what? Melvin Watanabe would be a guy I would talk to. I don't know if he's easy to get a hold of or what. What is this, Mike? I'd love to holding face reveal for 500 followers once. You don't even have to. Here's the thing. Nick Shabazz did it and did not reveal his face. You can, if you use your phone, you can turn your camera around and you can put stuff down and use back facing, and then you can still see us and you can see the comments and stuff that I put up. So if you would like to do that, you still don't have to do a face reveal. I didn't ask Nick to. I told Nick, feel like it. You don't. Zach did one with me. No face reveal. Zach, did you do your face reveal yet? Mr. Stuff? Mr. Zach's stuff? I can't do any ceramic coatings right now. I'm working out of my garage. I'm not working out of Fair and Forge stuff. I mean, I can. I just got to figure out when I can use Elliot's shop. It's just been hectic. And Elliot has a life, bought a house. He's got stuff going on. They're not working out of the shop anymore. They're working out of the garage at a house that Chris owns. And if they're not comfortable being in the garage, Elliot said it's fine, but I don't want to push. Like, when I can get up there, I'll do some stuff. I got to make handles for a custom knife from buddy Sam, bodybuilder. So why haven't you done a face reveal yet, Zach? You're not that ugly. I mean, you're ugly, but you're not that ugly. You definitely could be ugly. Like, it's not like when you're walking down the street, like people are pulling their children off the side of like, oh, good, there's something wrong with that guy. You're not that ugly. I mean, almost, but not quite. But don't get me wrong. I don't want you to go thinking you're attractive. You're just not that ugly. So I got to temper these statements. Well, people getting a big head thinking I'm giving them a fucking compliment or anything. I currently have it's going to go in my pocket here in a minute. I currently have on loan from Jared Neves a 3-inch non-flipper, and I fucking love it. Like, if I can find a way to forget to put that in a box for Jared, oh man, I'm sorry, I'll send it with the next one. I put it on my workbench or something. Like, I'm not going to intentionally do it, but if I do, I'm not opening that box. Like, if I seal the box up to go to Jared and I happen to look up and it's still there, I'm like, oh, shucks and darn, I got to hold on to it for a bit longer. I don't like that much as the other ones. You watched the video. Which video? The 3-inch? I love that knife. And I think it's because I think I love that knife so much because I owned an XM18. I had problems with mine. Didn't flip. Mine was one of the old school ones that you had to wrist flick the shit out of it. And so I wanted one so bad, and I got one, and I was disappointed. And then I got them in, and I realized that even outside of it, because the wrist flick thing was just so irritating, I didn't pay attention to the fact it was uncomfortable. And then I got one in that didn't wrist flick, and it was nice and smooth. And I'm like, oh, hey, oh, fuck that finger, fucking flipper tab. And so I've wanted to love one for so long. And then Jared sent me that one. It was like all together. I was like, oh, this is great. This is fucking great. And it really, really is. I love it. Even if I could find an XM18 flipper, I would do a flipper delete. I'd just take the flipper off. I would just have to make sure that the thumb stud action on it's good enough for me to do it. So yeah, I know, like I said, I love Hinder, and I love the fact, like, Rick's from Ohio. I like the fact he was a first responder, all behind that, American made, like, Ohio boy does good. And I'm happy. I'm so happy for him. And he's a great guy to talk to. I just couldn't get past that. And now that I've seen one without it, it's freaking great. But the problem with them is, to quote Mr. Nick Shabazz, like, they're rarer than the unicorn farts, you know? So yeah, I get it. Now I get it. Now I absolutely get it. Like, if it doesn't hurt your hands, that's fucking great. For me, it hurt my hand. And so, but that, like, if the flipper tab doesn't bother you, you need an XM18. Like, everyone needs one. You should just go buy them. Just all there is to it. Wow, still going. Yeah, I mean, I haven't done one. I didn't do very many live feeds, and we didn't do a podcast. And I just kind of felt like I owed you guys an after. We're still gonna do a podcast tomorrow, probably. If you see it go up. Hey, what's up, Stacy? What was that? Man, I want a Fair and Forge Lackey in Damascus. They're not that hard to find. They really aren't. You can find them. I guarantee if you go look, you can find them. They're probably still available. They may still be available on. Well, let's go look. I have that capability. You know what I found out? I found out Advanced Knife Bro is in San Diego. I'm like, I need to get him over to the house. Let's look. Let's do this. Ferrum Forge. .com. I don't know why I would forge.com. And where we have available kniffs. I'm looking right now. Available kniffs. I'm going to bring you guys in. I'm going to share this. We'll take a look at it. Oh, they are still available. I just want one, but I know I shouldn't buy. Why? I love mine. Like, I super love mine. It's over there. It gets carried. I fucking put the soft loops on it and carry it because it's just great. And it's beautiful and it gets attention. Like, people see it and are like, oh my goodness, what is that? And I'm like, that's a Ferrum Forge. I do evangelize their knives though. They make. I've sold a lot. I've sold a lot of their knives for them because I show them off and I show them people. I'm like, all right, I'll show them to somebody. Like when they had the shop right across the parking lot from the pool hall. I'd be at the pool hall and talking about knives with somebody. And they're like, wow, where'd you get that? And I was like, right across the street here. These guys make knives. And I'm like, what? I was like, yeah, come on over. I mean, they're not cheap. Like, if you're looking for like a $50 knife, you don't want to come over. It's like, but if you into it for like a couple, that's when they were doing in-house stuff. Like you're into it for like $450, $500 for something that's just going to be something that you keep forever. Come on across the street, take a look. And I did that a bunch of times. There's a bunch of times I guarantee there was a lot of guys in San Diego that had gotten liquored up at the brewery right across the street from the park or the pool hall where they sold alcohol. And I'd drag them across the street like 5 o'clock in the afternoon after like 3 or 4 beers, liquored them up a little bit. I'm like, here you go. And there was a bunch of wives that came. I was like, what'd you buy? I was like, oh, about a knife. How much was that? 500. What the fuck? You take that back. Can't do it. There is no return. So, I just spent $500. I mean, but like it's $100 knife. Really? No. There were literally people that showed up looking for like a $50, $60 knife at Fair and Forward, and then just kept asking questions like, well, you have anything like, it's like, that's more like what I was looking at. And he looks at this like piece of shit knife that was there that we used for opening beer bottles with, because it had a fucking bottle opener on the back of it. It was there to be a bottle opener. That was it. It's like, oh, something like that. And he's like, no, that's not for sale. That's our bottle opener. Like, the cheapest knife I've got here is like $500. And guys would be like, they'd be offended. Like, well, that's ridiculous. Like, find a better store. Find a store that's more up your alley. Like Big Five or a gas station. Like it was funny. Like you'd see people like visibly get upset. That's ridiculous. $500 for a knife. How do you? I'm like, what the fucking run your own goddamn business. Because apparently the store you would like to purchase your items is not this one. So you may depart the premises. MTEX, baby. MTEX. You can probably buy them in the grocery store. Wherever Mike Garcia went. Let's see here. Mr. Garcia, if you're still here, this was the knife you were asking about, budget knives. This is the knife that I was recommending earlier. This is the CJRB RIA. These are these 56, 57, maybe $60, something like that. Green micarta, the OD green micarta. Mine's really dark because this thing gets used and carried a lot. So there's a lot of hand oils in that. If I was to clean that up, you would definitely see it's a different color. You can see around the pocket clip area. But yeah, this is a great little budget folder. And then Tyler is saying like it's true, it's a crazy price for what it is. With their knives, they're in like their newer knives, nowhere near as expensive. I think their knives are like $100 now, like their production stuff. But that's not production stuff. The stuff that people were coming over and seeing, it's $450, $500 is stuff like this. That's like hand done and there's all the bells and whistles of this being a hand built, hand assembled, hand tuned. Every hole that was in this was drilled by hand, and all the lock bar cut was done by hand. All that stuff that was done on these knives in house. Even though the parts were sourced, they were U.S. sourced, but it was cut and there was a lot of pre-work done, like just like mid-tech style. But yeah, it's like the price on these. Absolutely. Like, I've seen the work that goes into it. I was in the shop. I watched them build knives. Sometimes they could get 2 knives done a day, maybe 3. Sometimes they had one that was cantankerous, and it'd take them several days to get that knife built, because in the hand finishing process, there's little things like this that's not what I want. The lockup's not what I want. I can't get rid of this. It's off center a little bit. It's not quite square. It's not quite true. And they would tune the knife. So if you ever take a Fair & Forge knife apart, the in-house ones, you'll see little shiny spots around the pivot where the bearing race and stuff is. And that's because it was this super, super fine abrasive on a Dremel. It was a rubberized abrasive, and they would just touch it and clean up that little area and just they called it giving a little bit more cowbell. And that would change the action. It changed just the slightest little bit of, like, those guys are super picky. Like, they'd be like, no, we got to walk it over. It needs a little bit more cowbell. And they just work that back and forth. And so, yeah, you get but you can't get an Archbishop. You can't get an Archbishop for $110 because I paid $700 for mine. I don't know, OG one. So yeah, like I can see this because there's lemons that come out with these. You get them. And sometimes they're off center or there's lock issues, but you're going to get that with a production knife. And you guys, like, people get really bent. Like, that's just bullshit. It came like this. And then they go and complain without ever once talking to the company rep, reaching out, and they just throw a fit on social. That's my biggest problem with social media. It's gotten too easy for people to just bitch about shit without going through the proper channels. And then it's a lot easier to disseminate hate than it is to disseminate, hey, this guy did a really good job. So it's just, what was this? Tyler's like, trust me, there's stuff now that's affordable are some of the most worth it to me. Those just are knives are a little small for my liking. The mini Archbishop design is awesome, but yeah, too tiny for me. Yeah, and but here's the thing. Trying to compare one of their production knives that are strictly production knives. They're basically make the parts and they assemble them, and that's it. There is some QA, QC stuff like that. To compare it to something like this, completely different animal. Sometimes they would have a knife on their bench for like 3 days, trying to get through the QC and make sure it is exactly what they wanted to come off their table. So that's a complete. You got to pay for that. So like people are like, it's no way it's worth $500. Like if you saw how much work and time went into each one of these, the amount of care that each one got, you wouldn't question it. And I personally can say that because I've been there and I've watched them do it. Some people would disagree with me, like, I don't see it. I definitely can say that I've seen the amount of work that goes into it and assisted. And it's no joke. It makes it. Those are the things that make those knives cost that much. Like a Brian Ty. Is a Brian Ty knife really any better than some other knives? No. But the fact is, like, the artistry and things that get done to it and the handwork and the care and love that goes into it. Like, it's a passion. They're passionate about what they're doing. And that's what you're paying for. And I'll pay for it all day because I have never gotten a bad Ferrum Forge knife. I have gotten bad other knives from other companies. Benchmade. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Zach. I didn't mean to say that out loud. What was that? I've been guilty of that before. When I got called out and thought about it, I realized I was wrong and should allow them a chance to fix it first. Yeah, I mean, I'll get upset. But a lot of like, I got upset with a knife not too long ago. Guess what? I reached out to the company, like, oh man, we're so sorry. I was like, it's cool. I didn't pay for it. It was sent to me for review, but I just wanted to let you know that this is what's going on with this. Like, oh well, if you tell us, we'll give it to the owner and we'll take care of it for the owner. I was like, okay, cool. And I'm hoping that knife gets fixed. I'm not going to mention the company. I'm not going to mention the person, but I'm hoping that knife gets fixed because I would love to do a review on it. But there was just some things that I couldn't overlook when I was doing a review, and they deserve a fair shake. You know what I mean? But Ethan, are you going? Hey man, that's fucking nuts, dude. I don't think I've seen that even on big channels. So cheers to you. So, I'm hoping that comes back. So I'm not going to mention the person. I'm not going to mention the knife company because they deserve a fair shake. Now, if I get it back, then I'm absolutely going to call it out. Zach will probably get upset with me on this one because I know Zach's that big old Benchmade fanboy, but they've been informed too many times of the flaws in their QC and QA for me to give them any more chances. I've informed them. I've sent knives back to them, telling them, laying out explicitly what's wrong with the item and having it come back to me exactly like it left, with none of the things I spoke about in the message being fixed. I've seen Nico do the same thing. He pointed out, like, this piece right here is so sharp. There's like a burr on it that shouldn't have been there. It should have been ground off. Like, there's a really, really spiky point where it didn't get rounded on a Scotch-Brite. Showed me what even on the invoice of what they did, and they sent his knife back, and all they did was resharpen it. And I'm like, if you read it, it says, please do not sharpen. The only thing they did was the one thing that he requested him not to do because I had literally just sharpened that knife. So it's one that had a gut hook. And so there was a spot where there was jimping on the lock for the gut hook of this knife. And I think you saw it in the video. And they didn't touch that. And I had just sharpened the knife for him. And the one thing he asked them the only thing he put in the note that they did do was exactly what he told them not to do. Yeah, there he is. So he told him, please do not sharpen. And the only thing they did was they sharpened it and then sent it back to him. And I still had to fix the thing. Like I had to get it in there and closely on a Scotch-Brite and take it out, try not to fuck up the wood, and then resharpen a knife that I had literally just fucking sharpened because they had sharpened it and they did a very poor job of it. What was this? How much do you like ZT, Mike? Because I want to, I'm hit or miss with ZT. I liked them for a while. And then they kind of declined. And then I don't know, man. At this point, God, I'm going to piss people off with this one. So, you know, Kershaw is basically ZT's budget brand. Oh, yeah, there you go, Aiden. At this point, the differences between ZT and Kershaw are so negligible. Well, okay, so let's put it, let me rephrase that. It's not like that anymore because ZT is still way better than Kershaw. It's just that Kershaw is just not good at all anymore. So Kershaw used to be decent. And ZT was like a cut above. Like they really were. Well, basically that same gap between the quality of a ZT and a Kershaw is the same. Unfortunately, the foundation of that where you base it on is Kershaw, and it has sunk down so far that now ZT is down here where Kershaw used to be. And Kershaw is down here somewhere, like you can't even see it. So, I mean, knives will fail. Some knives will fail. Sometimes they won't. It just depends. Like there were way too many that failed. But I don't do spine whack tests typically just because that's not how I'm going to use a knife. I don't push on the spine of my knife to do anything. And people are like, well, if you're doing this and like you get in a fight with it, and you're like, I'm not planning on getting a fight with a knife. So I don't really see that as being an issue. Just one marijuana. We can't talk about them things. So it's just like, I don't know. They used to be great knives. Justin's here. Justin, I was just talking about the fact that I don't get enough sales. I don't know. I know you already did this design, but I think all other designs we're going to put on hold until I see an uptick in merch sales, because I don't want, like, even though you did this for me and everything, and this design is done, but future designs, we're not making any new designs for CrazySharp until I see people start buying merch, because regardless whether you did this as a favor or not, the fact is there was time and resources allotted to making this. And so we can put this one up, but I had some other designs that we talked about. We can do sweatshirts and stuff, but I just don't like the idea of you devoting resources and time and things like that to new designs. And then they're without any proven history of sales. Like there's been 5 people that bought my shirts and I was one of them. So, you know what I'm saying? So just one of those things that I just don't see devote. What are you doing? I just don't see devoting those resources. You know what I mean? For you to come up with new designs and things like that. So I just don't want have a different color for the PDM shirt and a hat. Ooh, I have a hat. Don't be offended if I don't wear it. That's the only hat I wear on the channel because it's just become ubiquitous. I'll wear it, but I won't wear it on channel. I'll do a video with it, but I think certain ZT knives are always worth it, though. Maybe, I mean, if you're a ZT fan, that's another one. If you like ZT knives, buy them. Like I give Zach a hard time. He likes Benchmade, and if he wants to buy them, he can buy them. So who am I to say what he should and shouldn't buy? I just personally don't like them. And I just happen to have a YouTube platform where I can say it out loud a lot. But there's the Sinkovich, one of those Sinkovich design. What big word did I use? Ubiquitous? Yeah, it's like goes along with, synonymous with. Things like that. Synonym. I love synonym toast crunch. So, you know, I just don't care if I hurt anyone's feelings. That's why I say it all the time. So I don't pull a lot of punches. So, but like I said, the lock thing I had an issue with ZT. My problem with ZT is they try to put their stuff as overbuilt and like super quality first, and I've seen such a decline in the quality. I'm gonna lie to you, I haven't seen anyone really do much in the way of reviewing a ZT lately. Might just be that I'm not following those channels. And to tell you the truth, the other flip side. The flip side of that too is, I'll talk about that Sinkovich in a minute. The problem I have with it is like, I just don't watch the content. So I might just not be seeing it. I don't watch much knife content. Okay. So the Sinkovich I'm talking about, it's the small one with the scimitar blade, and it's really thin and everything. I have sharpened probably 10 of those, and every one of them, the blade is bent. The blade is curved. Every one. And people are like, no, it's optical illusion. And you take the blade out and you lay it down, you show them, and they're like, I'll be goddamned. Every one of them, 10 out of 10 have all had the curve, including the one that Elliot bought and owned and didn't notice until I pointed out to him. He's like, he's looking down and he's like, I'll be goddamn, you're right. He's like, oh, holy shit. He's like, he thought it was maybe parallax to turn it. He goes, no, that's absolutely curved. Every one of them. Not to ruin things for people, which I'm famous for. I've gotten yelled at by people, and they're like, why'd I show you my knife? And I was like, you asked me to tell you about it. Is that Sinkovich, the 308, the ZT0308? I think that might be the one. It's a Sinkovich, like the small one. And I'm not gonna lie, every one. I've sharpened. I want to say I've sharpened 10. And so I'm going to go ahead and say if there were 10, it was 10 out of 10. If it was 11, it was 11 out of 11. I have not seen a straight one yet. And so but my buddy Pip, yeah, that was the wife. She's in there. She's getting ready. The kid skates in the morning, so they're getting ready. 308's a big boy. No, then it's the smaller one. Whatever the small Sinkovich they had was. So one of my subscribers said hi. Sure. So I'm trying to check something here. Can you close? Are you done? Not yet. It's asking her she's done. It's cold. It is currently 57 degrees at my house. And it's not warm in this garage when that door's open. Oh, it's officially your birthday. You're a jerk. My wife just walked by. She had water on her hands, and she goes, I was like, what? Did you make it home? Are you home? So Stacy, it's officially my birthday in my neck of the woods, and I'm about to crash. Y'all have a great night. Happy birthday, Stacy. Did you stop flipping water on me? You can look at that. You see that $400? There's a guy named Ethan that gave us $400. You're wearing a CrazySharp sharpening. Did you just flip me off? She just flipped me. She went like this. What do you want me to do with it? Okay, I'm not gonna mess with them. You leave them in your car all the time. Okay. Did you lock the car? Okay. Can you close that? Yeah, it's locked. No, I don't think I did. Can you close it for me? Stacy, give me super. This is a very profitable live stream. I should go to CCKS every day. Guys, we're lucking out. We're gonna start getting an extra. There's no room for her on the couch. She's gonna come out here and get dirty. Take her back in the house. Kind of house. She's gonna lay in all that dirt and shit over by the door. The kitty just went in the house. We have to do it subdued. My daughter's in bed. Peter still did not answer me. Did he answer me? Did he get home? Peter, are you home? No, he's talking to everybody but me. We got a $400 super chat. Look, I know you like to play favorites and everything, but I really would like to know if you got home. You're the only therapist I know that makes people crazy. Oh, so yeah, 1 minute knife reviews. We definitely could do that. And then Zach, like I said, Zach did one. Oh, he's talking to everybody about me. I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna sick his wife on him. I did 8.5 hours and we're home. Cool. We were trading pictures of sunsets. I drove home and picked up. He. You don't know me. LOL. I don't care. I don't think you could do any damage to my channel that I haven't already done on my own. I just missed. No, I saw it 8.5 hours and we were home. Oh, well, okay. So Nico, you've seen. Oh, you haven't seen this in person. So guys, if I happen to say that I didn't see, like you didn't answer this and that, what happens is when I do the StreamYard thing, a lot of times it's nice and smooth, but then sometimes the live chat is delayed and it jumps. And sometimes I just won't see one. But yeah, so I got home and I had to go pick food up for the wife. I called my wife when I left Anaheim and I was like, hey, I'm gonna be home like right about 6. If you'd like, I can pick something up. Just let me know what you want. And there's a Mexican restaurant that Nico's wife, the Hobbit's wife, Bridget, found when they came down to one weekend and stayed at my place. And it was delicious. And so we've started going there because it's like I could walk there in 15 minutes and back. Like I read they have a kid that delivers on a bicycle that will deliver to my house. But I'm like, I'm not gonna make that kid ride a bicycle up that big. It's a big ass hill. And so I go over the hill, take a left, and at the 7-Eleven, it's right there. So I called and I ordered the food and I picked it up. And when I got home, as I was pulling out, I took a picture of the sunset and I was like, look what I just got out of the car to see. And it was, I will show you the picture. Where can we order my shirts from? Embershirtco.com. They have them. If you go there, you will scroll down and you'll see the different stores. You see my CrazySharp logo, but in the link to the majority of my channels, or my videos, there's a link to the merch store down below. And you didn't announce that it was your birthday, David. Stacy announced hers like big, proud, like it's my birthday and put emojis and stuff in it. I didn't see you say anything about your birthday. I didn't know it was your birthday. We ain't that close. Fuck, I forget my own birthday. Well, like I just said, I don't see all the comments. I see that Stacy said it was her birthday. Yeah, man. I got home, just walked into our 8.5 hours. Okay, I see it. Happy birthday, Stacy. I don't see anything from Eggs and Ham that says it's my. Oh, there it is. It was my birthday all day, Mike. Sheesh. Like I said, though, it doesn't come. It doesn't scroll smoothly. Happy birthday, Eggs. There you go. Aiden just put up a link to my my merch store. I'm going to show you guys. This is going to be one of the last things we do. I'm tired and I still want to go through that content. Peter, I got to tell you, like, I love your wife, man. You guys got to come down to San Diego. Your wife and my wife, Peter, will mind meld like Vulcans and we'll both be in fucking trouble. I'm telling you, they're real similar. I asked Nico, he knows. My wife is just like, she's like an Asian version of your wife. I'm gonna send this picture to myself. That's what I keep forgetting to do. I got a request. I'm gonna look at that later. So yeah, I got home and walked immediately into. That's not what the fuck is going on here. Damn it! Why does this always happen? Well, I say that. Okay, guys, I have one more beverage. If you guys want to stick around, I'm going to drink it anyway. I may as well drink it. And then I'm probably just not going to edit anything tonight. I'll do it tomorrow. So this. Now let's go ahead. Move this out of the way. Open this. There we go. And we're going to close that. And we're going to share this. My dog bit someone in our complex who kept walking towards her and the wife. Oh, here, we'll pull this up. And then we're going to share a screen, and it's a window. And this is what I looked at when I got home and took a picture from my garage. So I was like literally standing at my car. And that's what it looked like. Dog bit someone, her accomplice who kept walking towards her. And the wife, while she was barking, growling, and freaking out, they were wearing all black with a mask too. I mean, I've been known to bite someone with, I'd have been more inclined to bite someone with this channel name. Just saying, we're not going to throw it out there. That's what I would bite them with. Wait. Okay, I have to come to your house. I love Belching Beaver. I will go up. I'll just come to your place. I'm just kidding. Send me your address. I'm on my way. Right. Happy birthday. Better. Ooh. I love the Belching Beaver peanut butter stout. Good God, that is dangerous. It tastes so good. You just don't want to stop drinking it. He can tell you. He knows. I didn't know you was so sentimental and tender that you needed me to affirm the day of your birth, which really has no significance to anyone outside of your family. And all it is you made one more trip around the big bright ball. But happy birthday to you. I'm sorry. These things happen in my head and I just have to let them out. I don't want any of you guys to think that anything I say, I am like a walking Mad Lib. Hey, by the way, congratulations on that. My mom has been sober for, Jesus Christ. My mom's been a recovering alcoholic for, my freshman year of high school. So Jesus Christ, my 30 years, so 34 years, 34 years. That's a big number. It's like that many. It's not that I don't have a filter. I just choose to I don't like to be serious. And people are like, why you act so immature? And I'm like, all right, let me explain to you why I act the way I do. I joined the military when I was 17 years old, and I was responsible for a lot of shit. And then I became responsible for a lot of people. And then I became responsible for those people's lives. And I didn't want to have to be the one that sent a message home to that person's parents and said, I know you trusted me with your child, but I let him die. And I didn't want to have to be that guy. So I was like that. I was pretty serious when I was in the military. I mean, I like to goof off and stuff like that. But then I retired. And I'm not that, I'm responsible for my daughter. I'm serious for my daughter. My daughter sees the serious side of me, but that's why I love this, because I get to let go and let loose with the non-serious side of me. Like my daughter, I have to be serious with her. I have to keep her on track with her skating. I got to keep her on track with her school. I got to keep her on track with, boys will lie to you and tell you anything they want, anything they can to get to see you without your clothes on. That's just the way it's, and she's old enough now, she has to hear that. Because I love my daughter, but I don't want her to be that kid that falls for, you can't get pregnant the first time and it's just a tip just for a second, see how it feels. I don't want her to fall for those. So I'm serious with her. I laid it out for her. I was like, this is how it is. Boys your age are basically boys from 14 to 70. They got one thing on their mind. She's like, I don't want to hear this. I'm like, you need to hear this. I have to get this out of my system. I have to get it out of my system because she was going to a concert. I was like, she's going to be unchaperoned in Los Angeles at a concert for 3 hours in a concert hall with a bunch of fucking hormone riddled young men that are really horny about the chick that's up there, but they're looking for anything. Like it's spray and pray. That's what they're doing. So, I was like, I gotta get this out. I was like, I know. She's like, but Dad, I already know this. She's like, I do have the internet. She's like, it's not when you were when you were a kid, you didn't have the internet and you had to learn these things. I was like, I know, but just sit there and shut the fuck up and listen to me for this 30-minute drive home because I'm going to give you the speech anyway. It's either now or when we get home and you're wanting to play around on your computer. So you can listen to it while I have you capture audience in the car. And so, yeah, I had to do it. And so she's like, I know this. I was like, okay, but I just don't want you to forget it. Because eventually those hormones are going to kick in on you too. And you're going to be like, yeah, let's do that. That sounds like a good idea. And I want you to think how fundamentally bad an idea it really can be. Because I can barely afford her. I ain't got enough money to be paying for grandkids. There's grandkids. They're staying at her house. Show us a fixie I made. I don't have any of my own fixes. I do have one of my own fixes. Nope, I don't. I don't have one of my own fixies here. It went home. My fixies, I don't own. Well, yeah, I do. Hang on. I have a prototype. That has not been in production, and I made it for my daughter, so technically it's not mine. Hang on, guys. I'm going to grab it. Y'all ask me to find stuff. If you knew what this garage looked like, you wouldn't ask me these things. Okay, I'll show you. I'm pretty sure. I don't know where. Hang on. How about I show you a design and you just pretend that you're like, ooh, I can imagine what that would look like as a custom. I honestly don't know what I did with it. My daughter's knife is around here somewhere. It was here. And I don't know where it went. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm tired and I don't want to dig around anymore. I'm tired. I don't want to dig around for it. I don't know where it went. I made a knife for my daughter. It's the drop point version of my sea snake. But here's a stonefish. And this is like, if you were to see one of my production or one of my custom versions, they look just like this. They literally look just like this. Reed Knife Company did an incredibly good job of translating my design into a fixed blade. And same with art. The only thing mine don't have, my customs, is that they don't have the redacted tang. So you don't have the shadow botch feature. But basically, this knife, I'm not gonna lie, this knife is great. They did such a good job on it. So night, Todd. But that's the thing. I don't. 1911. I don't own a single one of my own customs. I don't. I couldn't afford to. I can't afford to make a knife for myself because when you're into it for materials and abrasives and all that stuff, you can't afford to keep your own knives. You just can't. Like, you have to sell every fucking one you make, which sucks because there's some really, really good ones that came out. Some of the ones I did, like the one I did for my buddy Jesse, the one I did for Tino, the one I did for a couple of my friends, they all came out amazing. And I was like, man, it really does hurt you to put that much work into something and not be able to keep it. But I can't keep everything. I can't keep anything I make. I have to sell everything I make. If I make a knife, I gotta sell it. So I did this knife. This knife took second place to a knife that I had issued to me when I was, Jesus Christ, 6 years before I retired. So that was 5 years before I started making knives. So 9 years. No, 6 and 5 is 11. You idiot. 11 years. 11 years eggs and ham. So this is just this is really good factory stonewash. And this knife gets used. You can see this knife's got some wear and tear on it. But dude, this knife needs sharpened bad. What the fuck did I do with this? Good God. I must have been using this while I was intoxicated. Holy crap. That's when, like, I sharpen a nice mirror polish for someone and have to give it back. I sharpen knives all the time. It doesn't bother me. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care about sharpening. I sharpen so many knives. It doesn't even faze me. I watch a movie while I do it. I do it all freehand, and I'm like, yeah, I don't God, I wish I knew where I put my daughter's knife. My daughter may have taken her knife and put it back upstairs, but the rest of her knives that are hers. Yeah, this was a combat utility, more of a tactical knife. And a lot of people are like, why'd you do a flipper tab on it? I was like, because a lot of times, I'm going to explain to you, like, if you guys have got a question why the sea snake and the stonefish both have what looks like a fucking flipper tab on it. It's so, I don't know. It's hard to film sharpening videos. It's hard for me to not use something that I find very, very collectible or not comfortable. There's a lot of knives. The flipper tab winds up turning into a finger guard. Like this is just a finger guard, but there's a lot of times that flipper tab turns into a finger guard and I find it very comfortable. And so the fact is, with that being a narrow finger guard and right in there, it's exactly what I want. So if this knife did not have that forward choil, this would look different. It would not look like a flipper tab. And I know it looks weird. It looks like, but it's round. It's the same shape each direction. And so if this was different here, this would have been different. But the fact is, like, that is that even shape on both sides. There's no change in feel on either side of that. And when you get it in that grip, it's super, super comfortable. And I can't argue that a lot of knives that have flipper tabs and forward choils, a lot of folding knives, winds up being really comfortable. And so I was like, you know what? Why reinvent the fucking wheel? So basically what I did was I did what I like, which is the way a flipper tab turns into the finger guard on it if it has a forward choil. And it's so comfortable. It's butter. You can't even feel it's there. You can't even tell it's there. But it still gives you something to get behind as a finger guard. It gives you something to hold on to there. And you can't tell it's there. Like, you can't feel it. You can't. And people are like, why is it got a flipper tab? Because it's fucking comfortable. If it works, it works. I've seen some weird shit done, and if it works, it works. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've done some stuff that most people would be like, well, that's fucking suspect. That's shitty. You shouldn't do things like that. Had a guy's knife come in. I told him what happened. Took the knife apart, put everything in a bowl, done with the mod and everything, come back an hour later, and I can't find the fucking stop pin. I told him, I was like, I'm gonna make you a stop pin. He's gonna do what? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make you a stop pin. And I see Elliot go, I'm listening. And so I get on the phone with him. I was like, I will make you a stop pin. We're gonna be good. I'll get it all done. I'll send it to you. If you find an issue with it, I'll send you back some cash. I said, but I can make a stop pin for this. I hung up. He's like, okay, I trust you. Hung up. Elliot's like, how are you going to make a stop pin for that? And I looked at him and was like, I'm not stupid. I was like, where's your broken drill bits? He goes, okay. Not going to lie. He's like, that's how a lot of stop pins on my old knives were made. And I went over and I measured the hole. And then I measured the distance between the scales when it was together without the stop pin. And I measured the depth of the holes. I added those two things together and I got the diameter of the hole, and I fucking cut off a piece of a drill bit with a hacksaw, cleaned it up, dimensioned it to size, and I put it in that knife. And that guy, I sent it back to him. The guy's like, did you find the original stop pin? I was like, no, that's the one I made. And he goes, I couldn't tell. Like, we were FaceTiming. He was like, I can't tell. I was like, take it out, take a good hard look at it. You just see the drill bit number mark on it. You can see the size of the drill bit that I used. And he goes, are you serious? I was like, yeah, I made you stop pin out of a drill bit. It's like, it's a lot of stuff's not that big. A lot of people think that stuff people do with knives is some big high level thinking. Not really. I already have something that has a known set size. What can I find that's going to be a reliable size that I would use to make it out of without having to reinvent the wheel? Well, drill bits come in multiple sizes. I just measured it out and put it in. It was a perfect fit. Because guess what? It was already dimensioned. I didn't have to make that. All I do was cut it off. That's the fun stuff you get to think around corners with when you're making and working on knives. Yeah, I'm going to have to add out too. Guys, it's been 2.5 hours. I'm sorry it's been so long between but we didn't have a podcast. I mean, Nathan stepped in because I had to fill a spot, and he wasn't prepared. I feel bad because I kind of put him on the spot and he only got 1 day's notice. And then I didn't have time to prepare. So that wasn't the best podcast. Not Nathan's fault from Rat Bastard. Not at all. Great, great dude. We had a lot of fun. It's my fault for lack of preparation because I ran out of time to even prepare some questions and stuff like that. Jesus, I do not like Spider Coast. I used to. I wish they would get back on par with the way they were before, and I could start liking them again. But it's not I don't like them. I just don't like the lack of quality for the price you pay. So we're not going to get into it heavy. We're going to end here. I'm going to get off of here. Guys, if you drop a chat, I love it. Thank you very much. It was amazing. Ethan he's going to get some free shit. I'm going to send him some swag. I'm going to send him a shirt and stuff like that, hat. So I am going to do, so, okay. Please try to hold me to this. Remind me tomorrow and Wednesday. I am going to purchase one of these hats as the 6,000 subscriber giveaway. And it's going to be open to everyone. It's going to be one of those, I'm going to give it like 3 days. It's going to be like your comment is your entry. But you have to be a subscriber. That's the thing. This is the giveaway for 6,000 subscribers. And if I can't validate that you are a subscriber to the channel, you ain't getting a hat. This is for the subscribers. This is not just for general lurkers on YouTube that love to come in and get shit for free. That's not for them. Because there's those guys that the only time they ever go to a channel and do anything for a channel is when they're doing something for free. So that is something like if you are not if I can't prove that you're a subscriber to my channel, you ain't getting a hat. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to get one of these hats. I'm going to send it out to somebody that is, because we're like 6,100 almost now. So, we can't talk about that, bro. We can't talk about that. We can't talk about that. We can't talk about that. Sorry, Blade Boy. I didn't mean to put you on timeout, not to be mean. We cannot talk about that. That's one of the no-no things in the comment section. They'll take my channel down because that's still, if you look, there's no Devil Lettuce channels anymore. They took them all down. Like they're not even demonetized. They took them down. They don't exist. That's every bit as banned content as Pew Pews and the P word and any of the other no words. We can't do that. So I'm sorry. The only way for me to get rid of that was I had to put you in timeout. So sorry that wasn't to be mean. That was a preemptive strike. We had to take that down. Can't have that. Please. I know I talk about Devil Lettuce and stuff, but we can't get into specifics and shit in the comments. There are people that monitor comment sections on YouTube. It ain't easy being green. I'm about to get into some green. So anyway, guys, I am going to, all I have to do is make your subs public. Yeah, so there you go. If you want to get in on it, you just got to make your subscriptions public so I can see that you are a subscriber. I'm probably gonna order this sometime this week. Like I said, ask me on the next couple live feeds. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. So when I first started making YouTube videos, there's a list, and Zach can tell you. Zach's probably looked at it. There's a list of like, there used to be a list of like, it was like 5, and then it was like 12. They were no words. Those were the things you could not say on YouTube. There weren't many of them. There were the N word, the C word, the F word, and I don't mean fuck. You know what I'm talking about. Talking about somebody that might dance a little funny at the club. All those things. And I agree with it. I don't think we should be using derogatory terms for anyone. But those 5 words turned into 11 words. And now, no joke, Zach, I think the last time I looked, it's 2,500 words you can't say at all on YouTube. You put your channel in jeopardy. Have you ever noticed how I like I weave my way around certain issues? Like I weave my way through the grass. That's because I'm trying to follow that fucking thin gray line that us YouTube content creators have to follow to keep from getting our channel taken down. They're like, oh, we care about our creators' mental health. No, you fucking don't. If you did, you wouldn't make this so goddamn difficult. You would like literally like well, do you think that YouTube cares? Like they ask it's you can say let's go, Brandon. I'll say we'll go with that. Just not the second part, the FBJ thing. Just leave even the initials. Don't put that up. But like they sent out these comments to something. They sent out these surveys. Like, do you feel that YouTube cares about the mental health of its creators? I responded back to that one, big long diatribe. No, you fucking don't. If you did, you wouldn't make it so difficult. I can come in and do one thing Monday, and on Tuesday be told that yesterday's video now violates the policies because something changed overnight, and now I'm subject to possibly a community strike. And if I get 3 of those, take the channel down. Because a rule changed overnight and yesterday's video is now in violation. They'll send out these big, long, sweeping emails that say, okay, we understand that videos in the past was allowed, but from now on going forward, you can't do it. But your previous videos are not subjected to these rules. And then 3 days later, you get a notification that 8 of your videos from before, 10 of your videos before are now demonetized or taken completely down because of the rule change that just made. And I'm like, that video is like 6 years old. You said it wasn't going to affect any videos older than 90 days. So basically they'll go back 90 days. And if these videos in the past 90 days, they're going to take those down or demonetize them because you're within that 90-day window. Anything older than 90 days, you're good, you're good, you're good. And then like 90 days later, they're like, everything you did is now subject, and you lose like 8, 10 videos and you lose revenue on it. Or the video is completely gone. I got like 15 videos. The last time there's been brought sweeping change, no one can see them. Jesus, I have not seen. I don't think I've seen a Spider Kid Tonto. I don't remember which one it would have been, but I've never seen it, so I don't know. What was this? I got an adult rating on a rainbow, literally nothing but a rainbow. Yeah, you got to be careful. And they say, oh, we care about our. No, you don't. You don't. You don't, and it shows because of the policies and the regulations and the things you do that you tell us one thing and another thing. But here's the thing, Susan, if you're listening, Google's my boss. I got to follow those rules. And I would appreciate if everyone in the comments section would try to abide by those rules as well, whether you like them or not, because this is my job. And I have a very, very, very impatient, very temperamental boss. So I know people don't like the censorship that I do on my channel. I get it. But here's the thing. This is not a place for politics. This isn't a place for fucking weapons content. This isn't a place for hate content. This isn't a place for any of those things that we get so much of everywhere else. This is a place for fun. And if you detract from the fun, I'll block you. And I don't just mean for a few minutes. This is another, I haven't done this for a while. And I don't want it to get all preachy. But if you can be on this channel and you continue to violate rules that I've set forth, because I have brought you into my house. That's just pretend that we're all drinking beer in my garage. If you were in my garage drinking beer and you said something I did not like, or you were ruining the fun, I would ask you to leave. And if you didn't leave and didn't follow those rules, I would force you to leave. I'm not a little guy. YouTube's made it easy for me. I just block you. So I like to give some people warnings and things like that. And like I said, this is not directed at you, Knife Boys. That was completely innocent. I just had to put you in timeout because there was no other way to delete that from my end. So I don't want this to be a place where we talk about politics. I get enough of that shit in my YouTube feed every day. All the stuff, because Fox News is trying to get me to read this, and CNN's trying to get me. Guess what? People are like, oh, I bet you listen to, like, you don't like CNN. I bet you listen to Fox News. I don't trust any of them. I don't fucking trust them. Any of them. They're all trying to sell a narrative, and I would much rather, like, I just wish there were easier ways to find my own news and content. But that's as far as we're going to get to it. There would be a 2A use for the bell ringing bat. Yeah, it's my house. So 1911, like, if you want to talk pew, I have a YouTube channel, or no, you know what? I haven't put those videos up. I haven't finished editing them. I have a Pew Pew channel on full30.com. You can find me over there. It's CrazySharp, same thing. So if that would be, that'd be great. So yeah, that's it. I just don't want people to think that like I'm just doing it because if you avoid those conflicts and things like that and just keep it out, you stay clean on YouTube and you make money. I make a good bit of money on YouTube. I'm not like I'm rolling in the bucks. You guys see, I'm in a garage with a 20-year-old love seat. I just did a forum post for school on the news media this week. The instructor asked for a current event. I couldn't do it. Like if a teacher, like if I was taking a college course, we need to see current events. I'm not fucking following that shit. Fuck off. Find something better. Find a different topic. I'm not doing it. My daughter had a project one time at her old school, and they came out with the subject, and I was like, she's not doing that project. I'm like, why? I was like, because I don't believe in that. I'm usually pretty liberal with my morals and my latitude of things that I'll accept and won't accept. But they sent my daughter home with a project, and I went to her school the next day. I took a day off from work. I was still working for the government. I was like, she's not doing this project. I'm like, why? I was like, because I fundamentally disagree with the statements being made, and I choose for my daughter not to even research these things. Like, well, it's a school project. And I was like, she's gonna get the F. And I'm gonna contest it. If you give her an F, I'm gonna have a problem. Give her a different topic. And they're like, well, all the students get the same topic. I was like, not this one. You want her to do a project? You're gonna do a project that I approve of. She's not doing that. I was like, this is the first time I've ever done this. And I'm telling you, I'm not letting her do this project. If you want to give her an F, that's fine, but I'm gonna talk to the school board about it because I don't agree with this topic. We're not getting into what the topic was. I have a set. Yeah, I had to jump on it quick. I'm sorry. I can't delete a comment from where I'm at in the software suite. I'm not on YouTube. I'm like simulcasting to the YouTube. I'm on the YouTube, the one there, the YouTube. So yeah, I just want to make sure you just like, we can't, like, it's like navigating a minefield in the dark, blindfolded. It's a nightmare, but I appreciate it. I hope you don't get upset. You can DM me that. We can talk about it because I'm interested. We all know that I partake, but I just can't talk about it real heavily here. I don't even have cable, but yeah, and so the principal was like, well, what's the problem with it? And I was like, well, I was raised real religious, and this is something that I absolutely hold abhorrent and I don't agree with. And I was like, and I choose not to have my daughter subjected to this information because not that I don't want her to know it exists, but I don't want her to have to, at this age, delve into it at the depth you're asking. It's just not something I think is a good part of her education. And if I don't think it is, she's not fucking doing it. And the principal was like, okay, we'll find her a different topic. And her teacher was pissed. No idea with how many videos I watched. My bad. No, that's cool. It's absolutely cool. Like I said, we can talk about that. Maybe send me a DM. Fuck, we get to talking about it. Wind up doing it. I'm not gonna lie. I had a guy that messaged me. I had a guy message me the other day. And we got to talking about that particular subject. He DM'd me. I was like, hang on a second. You know what? I was like, we've reached the point where I can't type real good. And he was like, LOL. And I was like, I'm doing this. ... And I hit the thing. The dude, I don't even know. We were getting blazed on a voice chat DM on Instagram. I don't even fucking know this dude. And we were talking about different stuff. And I was like, it's cool. We just can't talk about it on YouTube. So, guys, I got to get off here. It's been 3 hours. It's 10:30. I'm exhausted. I really am. I walked a lot at the show, 2 days. So I'm gonna sign off, guys. I'll give you 6 more minutes. We'll just make it a full 3 hours. We got 6 more minutes. Ethan, if you rewatch this, good God, $400 fucking $400. I still can't believe it. Like there's mosquitoes in here now. My wife had the garage door open for a little bit. So I'm not going to end right yet. I'll give you like 5 more minutes. That's only fair. We got like 5 minutes left in the 3 hours. I may as well. I'm gonna wind up sitting here for a couple more hours, but I'm gonna wind up doing some editing. So Ethan's the goat. Yes. It's like it's in stereo. That's bro. I've seen some really big. It's a mosquito coil, guys. Like I know you're all like, what is he doing? Is he about to burn? Right? He's burning right here. Jody is the bull. God, I gotta get a hold of Big Red. I haven't talked to Jody in a while. I haven't talked to Jody since. I haven't talked to Jody since. I haven't talked to Jody since I talked to Zach that night, and Zach was at Jody's house. So the beverage will last 6 minutes. This beverage is half empty. It's going to last 2 tops. I stopped drinking years ago. Now I guzzle. So, yeah, guys, it's doing YouTube for a living now. It's weird. Like it's absolutely. I'm not gonna lie. It's absolutely. I never know what day of the fucking week it is. Half the time, I don't know what time it is. I know that I get up like 5:30, 6 o'clock every morning. I come out here. So, if you guys are paying members, if you're paying members, premium and baseline tier, you got some exclusive content the other day. And basically, it was I filmed the first 3 hours of my day. No, it's mosquito coil. I'm getting chewed up out here. So, yeah, I just basically filmed the first 3 hours of my day because one, I was curious how it would pan out. So, if you watch it, like I spend my day pretty much the same way every day now, and it's like having a full-time job. It's like having a regular job because you know how like there's certain things in your day. It always happens the same. So I wake up, typically between 5:15, 5:30. I jump in the shower, get out of the shower, I make coffee. I come downstairs and I check comments to make sure that we're staying within the guidelines that YouTube has set forward to make sure my channel is not a no-no channel. And so I check all of my comments and I check all of my held comments to make sure that there wasn't a comment that accidentally got held that I want up. Then I check the community tab and then I check my email. Then I sweep the garage. And then I lay out whatever I'm going to do for the day for video stuff, look at it, say half the time I'm like, I don't know if I feel like doing that today. So then if I'm doing a full review of a knife, I sit down and I look up the specs on the knife and I try to provide several prices. And then I look to see if it's on Amazon, to see if I'm going to drop an affiliate link down below. So it's just that's basically the first 3 hours of my day. And I can't film me filming because I only got one camera. So basically that's like that first 3 hours till about 9, from about 6 to 9. That's how I spend my day every day. That's just it. That's how I spend my day doing it as full time. But the thing is like that 3 hours, that happens 7 days a week. Because that first 3 hours is the stuff that keeps the channel up and running, responding to comments, making sure the comments don't violate, making sure people aren't arguing and calling each other bad names. And then I go through, and so sometimes things get flagged. And I'm like, I see why I got flagged, but that comment needs to be in there. And so like, all that stuff. And it's time consuming, especially what you guys don't see is like, you guys see the video that goes up. What you got to forget is I have to moderate the comment section and community of all, and it gets exponentially more. So while I have comments on the videos that you guys see that go up daily, I have comments that go up on videos that are 5 years old. And so the more videos I put up, the more comments come in. That's why, like, I don't know if you guys noticed, I have not responded to a lot of comments lately. There's a comments tab, a comments section on all 1,200 of my videos. So that means, well, no, it's not. I took a bunch down that just weren't relevant or weren't doing anything. I took a bunch of stuff down. So there's comments that go up daily on over 1,000 videos. And even if there's only one comment on half of those, that's still 500 comments a day that I got to moderate. So it's just like, just keep that in mind. Like when I talk about trying to keep the channel clean, it's hard. Oh, sorry. You just saw a post on. Yeah, right. Why would you replace 14C? That's a very good point. Why would you replace 14C? That's incredible steel with D2, which is still a good steel, but nowhere near what 14C is. So guys, I'm ending. It's been an hour. I love y'all. Thanks for hanging out. I'll get that video footage. I might look at it for a couple hours. It's 11 o'clock. I might look at it for an hour or so before I go to bed. Because I don't have to take my daughter skating and I don't have to pick her up. So I may sleep in the morning. Hopefully, last time I went to show and got done and tried to sleep in, the dogs went ape shit. So maybe that won't happen. So guys, I love you all. Take it easy. I'm going to get out of here. Happy birthday, David. There you go. That was a heartfelt one. Happy birthday, bro. And I'll talk to y'all later. I'm ending in 3, 2, 1. Oh, I forgot there's another end broadcast. It's not like on YouTube where you just click it once. There's 2. Now we're ending broadcast in 3, 2,